Yo, 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 we are back again.
Yerp.
DFW Shared Sessions Podcast.
Man.
I mean, boy, Lucius White, by the way of Loophole Beats. Got my good brother over here, J.L. Groove.
Tis I.
And we got the beautimous Professor Mel Will.
Thank you, Luke. Oh, this is going to be so hard.
Oh, yeah. So, so today we have a good guest, a good brother. By the way, have done many things in the music world.
Man.
Sound engineer, producer.
Legend out here.
Yeah, done many things. He's a music and media director, and an assistant pastor. So we waiting to see what kind of greatness we gonna get tonight.
Man, that shit is amazing.
I need 37 seconds in.
37 seconds in.
We got my good brother Dwight Williams.
Y'all fancy. Y'all got hand claps.
Yeah, man.
Oh my God. Oh, this gonna be a good one.
Oh,
Yeah, man.
Thank y'all for having me,
Yeah,
bro.
so-
Man, thank you for coming, man.
So what do you think this is gonna be? Is this gonna be the best episode
Now,
of all time?
listen, I know I said it last
It's
time.
gonna be the GOAT of episodes.
I said it last time, but I really mean it this time.
Okay, all right.
I actually mean it this time. That this is gonna be the one.
It just
I think this is gonna be the one.
it
man.
elevates every week.
Yeah, man.
Boy, y'all putting a lot on this
You like, I'm feeling the pressure. No.
shit. Hey,
Now, so Dwight. So let's start from the beginning. So how was music introduced to you, my brother?
man. Oh, I was still in the womb.
Uh-huh.
Like my pop, the way they tell it, bro was putting headphones on my mama belly.
Uh-huh.
So when I came out, it was just like I just took to it real quick.
Mm-hmm.
But then like as a young bull, they would like give me, like I would take his records,
Okay.
and once I figured out like how to put it on the, on the spinner and whatnot,
Mm-hmm.
I would start playing stuff myself,
Okay.
and then I just kind of that carried over to like making my own mixtapes and stuff
Mm-hmm.
in high school. Well, I started middle school, and I like found like a love of like just arranging.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And so it just kind of took off for there. Like my family is just like, either you a singer, musician,
Mm-hmm.
or you preach.
Okay.
And so like I'm not the singer like my mom no more,
The lies you tell.
and I'm nowhere near the musician like my cousins and stuff.
The
Or
lies you tell.
whatever, dog. I'm like you come get me when like everybody else is not available.
Okay.
I'm in that category. I'm like I'm not first call.
Mm-hmm.
I can do enough to get by.
Mm-hmm.
But like I figured out like later on that I like to be behind the scenes,
Mm-hmm.
and so I kind of fell in love with producing and arranging.
Okay.
Cause like I don't know, I guess that's where my gifting is. It's just the arranging part. So
Okay. So what do you play multiple instruments or what instrument?
I primarily play drums, but I
Okay.
can like make my way around on keys
Mhm.
and a little bit on guitar.
Okay.
But that's about it.
Okay. That's nice.
Jay, don't start, bro.
Hey,
Don't
man.
start.
Hey, I'm enjoying the conversation, brother.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying. But let me ask you this. So when you picked up your dad's DJ Rogers album,
Yeah, how you know it's the DJ? Oh, okay.
Hey man.
we do our research here
We
on
do our-
DFW Shared Sessions, man.
Touche.
When you picked up your dad DJ Rogers album, man, or when he forced you to listen to that, you know what I'm saying? Because I know you said what?
That's a good word for it.
Forced. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we had no choice.
Yeah. I know
Yeah,
that.
no choice.
Well, not optional.
You know what I'm
Pick
saying?
this up. Go ahead. Pick it up and learn it.
Between
Yeah.
that and Andre Crouch, bro. God, dog.
Timothy Wright.
That part.
Or Timothy, right? If y'all don't know, well, I don't think y'all do know, but our guest and our producer, they are siblings. They came out the same.
Whoa.
Yeah, we came out that mug.
Yeah, they
came-
you know they
Listen,
stayed in the same house.
Dwight, I try to keep them on track. Do not go with them.
Listen,
You know, they you know, so this is definitely why this is a special occasion or whatever. We got, you know, we got somebody that could tell us about all our producer secrets and stuff like that. You know what I'm
I wish
saying?
you would.
You know what it was like growing up. You know.
Let's talk about when he smothered me with a pillow.
Oh, that got dark real quick.
real quick.
That got dark
You're
real
not,
quick.
sad violin
you're not gonna
music.
make it into heaven with
What,
this hatred.
what did you do?
I was crying.
Oh, see, you was crying too much.
Listen,
You was crying too much. But anyway, man. But to get back on track, this is definitely gonna be a dope episode. We definitely appreciate you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So moving forward, you start getting the love for music from more so your family because you know you do have a very musical family.
very.
Like your family is legendary when it comes to the music scene. I remember growing up, our churches used to fellowship,
Right.
and it's like in that part of town, either you wanted to be an Ingram or a Taylor.
Yeah.
You know, Ingrams and Taylor, like Ingrams were the dark skins and the Taylor was the light skins.
Dark skin versus
Literally,
light
Literally.
Oh,
literally. You know what I'm saying? And you wanted to be a part of either one of those two, man. But that just the whole Ingram family, I was just legendary, right? So let me ask you this: in your family, now of course you know we have your mom, who is my godmother. You know that was a singer and stuff like that. But outside of your immediate household, who were you looking at mostly as far as the music part? Like who was that cousin or uncle or auntie that you were looking at growing up?
In my extended family, it's my cousin Ramon
Okay.
and my cousin Mark Ayers.
Shout out
Artist.
to Mark Ayers.
Shout out to Mark. Here in the Metroplex, like Mark, that's something I'll get into a little later. Like when we went to college together, he's kind of one of the people that kind of took me under his wings and was like, "Hey,
Okay.
you got to do this. Like you can't keep sitting in the shadows." But like outside our family, like I was super fond of, like we say, the Taylor brothers.
Mm-hmm. Oh man.
Keith Taylor, that's my guy.
Man.
Like the
Shout out to
OG,
Keith.
like
Legend.
like he would let
Yeah.
me come post up in the GP rehearsals and the God's Property rehearsals and whatnot.
Okay.
Nice.
And cause at the time at my Pawpaw's church, we had a lot of God's Property members too.
Mhm.
So when I would go to rehearsals with them at Sissy Wright House, like Keith see me,
Yeah.
and he would always make sure like I'm like kind of
Yeah.
noticing and understanding what's going on.
Right.
And so and then they brother Broderick, that played drums.
Shout out to Broderick Taylor.
That's the OG.
Shout out to
Like
Broderick
man.
Taylor.
like Broderick, like he kind of forced me on drums.
Right.
And he's like, your daddy used to play. And I'm like, but my dad wasn't that good. Shout out Pops. Shout out Pops.
Don't do my
But-
dad.
Oh, man.
But it was them two, and then I call him Unc, but this dude Ben Garrett played
Okay.
organ, like one of the coldest organists in Dallas. Him and my dad like brothers, so I used to like watch him and just see how he would like voice certain things.
Mhm.
That would stand out. And then the last person, I'm skipping over a lot of people,
Yeah,
so like
yeah.
don't kill me. LD Mackey. Like,
Okay.
Actually, one more, and my uncle Chad. My
Chad
uncle
Okay.
McCree,
Chad
shout out to
McCree,
my
Yeah.
uncle.
Maestro. Between LD and my uncle Chad, like I learned how to pace music.
Okay.
Cause you know, like my uncle Chad used to play behind the Clark sisters and
Right.
stuff off and on. So he like would show me stuff that people like Bill Moss would do.
Mhm.
And for whatever reason, I never understood it then. I'm like, I don't play keys. I don't play
Right.
organ. I'm really not trying to be a musician at all. Cause I was so focused on like sports,
Right.
hooping and playing
Yeah.
ball. I'm like, my rest of my family can do that. Like
Yeah.
I'm cool on that. And he was like, come on, come sit next to me and show you this, and this. I'm like, I don't even know what you're doing.
Yeah.
But that would stick with me, and like that's how I learned like how to manipulate music, like in time, out of time,
Okay.
how to like mess with blended chords. And so when I got around some of the other people I got around in college, like that foundation just grew. So
And what college did you go to?
man, I went to Howard Payne University first, and I transferred to UNT.
Okay.
And then from UNT, because they didn't really help me with nothing.
Right.
Shout out to them. Like I
Right.
learned structure, but where I
Was
got,
you at UNT for music or?
man, I was there for computer engineering at first, and then I switched to audio engineering.
Oh, okay.
But they was trying to force me into radio broadcasting because that's all they really knew.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, this ain't me. So I ended up going to a vocational school. It used to be called Dallas Sound Lab. Now it's called Media Tech Institute.
Oh, yeah,
And
I
at
know
Media
about
Tech,
yeah.
that's where everything just kind of opened up. And I learned, I started learning how to mix and master for post-production, learn to do like live sets. And, oh man, speaking of influences, my bad. Let me double
Good.
back.
You good?
Ken Folk, my OG, Bobby Sparks.
Oh, okay.
That, man.
Shout out to Bobby
Shout out to
Sparks.
Shout out to
Sparks.
Bobby, man.
For sure.
I remember he let me do like his band came and did a set at the school, and that's when I knew like, hey, you gotta take this and run with it and find your lane and your niche. He came to me, he was like, hey, you running stage, and I'm like, and my our class is in there, and I'm like, everybody looking at me, I'm like, bro, I'm not the best.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So the pressure was on, like but being in that setting, like it kind of like made me just hone in on what I know. And so, and our instructors, they was kind of like, you got to do it this way. This is how you know you're getting good sound, good levels. And I just took what I had to learn and what I felt. And in that moment, like I remember Bobby was on, I don't know what that thing is. That it looked like he.
keyboard with
Right.
the yeah.
I told him, I said, it look like you shredding paper up there, bro. Like, bro, he started doing that. You know how Bobby get when he started shaking them.
Yeah.
bro.
Oh,
Right,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
And when he do that lean back,
Right.
and he leaned, and I was like on the side of the stage, he leaned back and looked at me and gave me that nod. That's when I knew, like, all right, we might be on to something.
Did you? So when you went to, so going from UNT to Media Tech, did you pretty much already have that idea? Like, yeah, this is going to be the audio production thing, but well, and we'll get more into it later. But it's your skill set is not just for audio production and music.
Right.
It's also for audio production and TV as well.
Right.
So did you know that the I guess you can say the TV end was gonna come with it?
See, and now I didn't. Media Tech came by way of my mentor, my big brother, Anthony Houston,
Okay.
Debo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Shout out to Anthony Houston.
That's my big
Debo.
brother, my best friend.
I gotta get him on the podcast too.
Bro,
Yes,
for
I was
real,
thinking about
like,
that.
that might be your best,
All right.
man.
Well, I mean, this is the best so far. So
Man, but so Debo went first. He graduated the year before. And he's like, bro, you gotta go. So we were supposed to go together, and I was too scared. I was like, bro, I was working at a mortgage company, and I'm like, bro, that's like. I finally started getting like consistent bread,
Yeah.
and I'm newly married, bro. Like that's too big of a jump. So he was like, no, just come. And so going, I learned like, oh, it's not just doing live sound. Like there's a whole nother word of post-production. Like
right.
you already like are making beats and stuff like that. So you can go sit in a post house and, mix whatever they record. So that opened up one thing.
Yeah.
And so being at Media Tech, he was like, to help you transition, I'm gonna get you on at Potter's House with me. And so I was like, all right, cool. So I started working at Potter's House, and that's when I ran into my homeboy Rashad. It was like, hey, bro, you need to come shadow me on set. I'm like, nigga, what you talking about, bro? You work
Right.
at Potter's House like I do, and you a volunteer.
Right.
Like, you are not getting bread like that.
Right,
And
right.
come to find out, I shadowed him on, what was it? I think it was Stomp Wars. And he was doing some stuff for them, like documentary thing.
Yeah.
And so I walk in, Rock T, the Brats right there. He's like, I need you to mic up the break. I'm like, nigga, I don't know how to do none of this.
Right,
What are you
right,
talking about?
right.
And so, like, MediaTek opened the door for all of that because it just kind of like, in a year's time, it was just like this perfect storm of like, introduce you to this bigger thing of live sound. And then that opened up to post-production. So when Rashad approached me, it was like, I'm just now starting to understand that that's another world that I didn't know about.
Right.
And it just kind of pushed me through that door like, hey, because I was like, I remember having discussions with Anthony, like, hey, I'm trying to find my lane.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see myself, like, just doing live sound, like, sitting behind, like, running from the house. Like, that might be cool for a lot of other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not me. Because, like I said before, the thing that has always piqued my interest is, like, arranging. So I've never just been like, oh, I love sound. So I'm like, I enjoy doing a concert, but I get bored with that fast.
Yeah.
Like, I like to manipulate the sound. So, like, I get, like, it's doper for me when I start messing with reverb and delay.
Yeah.
so when I'm just sitting there, like, I gotta listen to a mic when somebody preaching or talking, I'm just like, oh my God.
Especially preaching.
Don't
Bro.
you?
Especially preaching. But, like,
Don't you preach?
I do preach. I do preach. So hopefully whoever running sound,
You don't think they saying the same thing?
hopefully it's not me. Hopefully it's not me listening to me preach, because I start tuning out like, dang, bro, like, what happened if I do this to his vocal right now? Like, the Lord gonna leave him real quick. He gonna get distracted. But that's me. So
That's what's up, man.
Yeah, that's very interesting, man. From a musician looking on the inside of the different things or opportunities you could get within doing audio or whatever. So,
But I also feel like being a musician in a production world, being an actual musician, having a good understanding of music, going into the audio production world, that's a superpower.
oh,
Yeah.
You're like 30 steps ahead of the game as opposed to somebody who don't know anything about music. You know what I'm saying? And
Absolutely.
the fact that you got somebody that's coming from a heavy musical background.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's able to look at it from a different point of view.
Yeah, and I know you said you make beats and produce and all of that. So when you doing, I guess, your post production, I'm pretty sure you see the whole piece,
The whole
like the
Yeah.
art form of whatever it is. I guess whether it's a TV show or whatever. Because
it's funny you say that, because that's actually like, in like not to bite off what you just said, but it's like my superpower.
Right.
Like when I get on set,
Kind of bit, but I get what you go ahead.
I like, never mind. We're not supposed to do that. We still too early. Like, but that is my superpower. Like, when I walk in, you got so many other sound mixers. Like, you in the state of Texas, I'm already fighting uphill because it's only 5 black people doing sound in Texas.
wow, okay,
1 girl, 4 dudes.
wow,
3 of them are in Dallas or DFW. The other 2 are like scattered around.
okay,
In the U.S., it's maybe 100.
wow,
And that's on a good day when the sun is shining and
Yeah.
the niggas is outside.
Right.
Yeah.
Stars aligned. all
So if we got like 50,000 mixers total in the U.S., about 100 is black. Think about how hard you got to work in these
Yeah.
rooms. So you got to have something that sets you apart. Like the dude, Rashad, that brought me in, I've never seen nobody mic a person like this nigga. Like, this dude right here is like a wizard in miking people. I've seen him mic people from like Real Housewives with as tight as the clothes are in like 5 seconds. Like, he talk, tap your back, all right, I'm done. And mic not scratching, nothing.
Wow.
And so I'm like, I can't do that. I understand what you're teaching me, but what separates me? And like Jay was saying, it's the scope of everything. When I walk in, I love arranging so much. I don't look at a set just like, what is my part? Like, I look at it like, where does the audio fit in what we trying to do? So I'm asking camera guys, like, what, like, how we shooting this? Like, what y'all looking for? Because I want it to be like, I'm thinking about like what post need the sound to sound like, but I'm also thinking, I'm gonna treat me recording this audio like I would a vocalist in a booth, but I'm also treat it like the raw audio needs to sound like I'm already watching this movie
I
or
feel
this
that.
this TV.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm taking his miking techniques, my background in mixing and mastering, but then their expectations of what their show needs to sound like. I'm
Right.
asking the director, like, hey, what network this on? So if this is like a home renovation show, like, by the second day, I went back and studied, like, what the shows sound like. How can I improve that? But how can I continue to give y'all what y'all are looking for?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So now I'm like, like how I arrange stuff as a producer, I arrange that on set. So now, as a sound guy, because like the sound guy gets in touch with the talent before anybody else. So now I'm trying to figure out how the talent operate, how they move. You know what I'm saying? Like where you want the mic, where you most comfortable. Okay, because when you're comfortable, you don't think about the mic. We get a better production. I get better sound. Camera guys get better shots because you're comfortable. You're not thinking about stuff. And when you're comfortable, now the director gets the best out of you. And we
That's
all
why
moving.
you decided to mic up your own self today,
Man, see,
so
chill
you
out.
can be comfortable.
Why you firing shots?
Hey,
No,
hey,
no.
man, no. It was because he mic'd himself up because he has experience. He has experience in miking, miking and whatnot. He's not Debo, as he just said, but he has experience.
Yeah.
So I let him mic himself up.
And here's the thing, though, too, about me. I hate hearing my voice, and I know what my voice sound like.
Right.
So, like, if I would put the mic in my collar, you're not going to get the best of my vocal. But I also didn't make the best decision with my shirt choice. So I'm like, okay.
Well, you probably didn't know you was gonna have a lapel anyway, though.
I in my mind, I was like, should I prepare just in case? Because I already know what it's like going to set.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, I feel like wearing this because it's a comfortable shirt. And I know what that couch feel like. So, and so, but then like, I went past everything I knew and went to that comfort thing. So like when he came, I was like, I'll mic it. Cause like I put us in this position. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no flex or nothing. It's just like.
But nah, it's all good, man. So let's go back. Let's go back real quick. So, you grew up in a very religious household.
Very.
You grew up in a very religious household, man. So now you're at a point to where you're grown, you're coming of yourself or whatever, and everything that you're setting to do isn't necessarily religious based, right? So now is there a conflict, one, with yourself, and two, with your household? And the third part of that question is how did you deal with that?
Got you. I'll go to the second part first. There's no conflict with my household.
Not your household now,
but then,
yeah.
like, even the beginning stages of filming, me and my wife, the way we operate is like, this is my best friend, and so.
No, not you as an
He
adult.
talking
I'm talking about your parents.
Oh,
You grew up in
Oh well, listen.
See, the whole thing, the sound changed in the room when he.
Right.
So like, I think like by the time I made that decision to go into sound, me and my parents have pretty much walked out enough stuff in our lives together where it's like we trust like whatever decision you about to make. Like they've sat back and watched me go be evicted from multiple properties while in college. So they've kind of seen me grow up. So by that time I'm like married, which they were like, this nigga finally did it. Because we were worried about bro.
Right.
And so like at that point it's like the only thing that my pop was saying is like, if you making this jump, just make sure you and your wife like are in agreement.
Man, he ain't try to douse you in blessed oil or nothing.
No, man. So here's the thing. Like I was already transitioning.
Don't be making no horror
Because
movies.
going to MediaTek, I was like with Debo, like working off and on at Potter's house.
Okay.
So going to MediaTek, that was like the jump off part where it's like, bro, just jump in. Like, get away from doing mortgage, bro. Just come on over here.
Okay.
If I need to, I'll just get you on at Potter's House full time. Shout out to the OG Bill at main campus. Like
Okay.
Bill was like part of that, and it's like, no, just make the leap. We got you.
Okay.
So me and my wife was kind of already like at that point where we kind of like weighing the pros and cons, like, and seeing like what it's gonna take.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like once we made that leap, it was like, all right, you can come work at Potter's House for this many hours. We'll get you on with the union to make up the rest of the money. And so I was like, okay. So we had kind of like been roughing it out, like making the money consistent. And my pop and my mom, they were like, cool, like, okay, we see you working, we see you hustling, your house is taken care of, we ain't got nothing else to say.
Yeah. Gotcha.
And they had already reached that point to where they like, it don't matter what we say too. Like,
Okay.
we know that if you believe in this, you gonna go do it.
Right.
And so,
And with integrity, because you come from good stock.
yeah. So like they knew, like at that point, like I said, they matured a little bit. It was like,
Yeah.
you understand,
Well, you
being,
come
and
from
I was a preacher.
You come from OK stock.
You come from OK stock.
Man, we got downgraded real quick.
If it was a letter grade, we C plus.
Shout out to my.
If it's a letter grade, we C plus.
Shout out to my guy. I love y'all. I'm just giving y'all a hard time.
But like the thing that my pop kept on the front of my mind is like, you are a minister.
Right.
At the time, I was just a minister, and he's like, so just understand whatever moves you make, people look at you as a minister first.
Right.
Yeah, I got a question.
Go ahead.
It's been burning.
Oh.
What, not burning like that.
Oh.
Not burning like that. So,
Faith Heavens over here. Burning up.
so, those beginning stage, right? So, you know, even though I'm the youngest or the younger, it's only two of us, but I'm young. I'm the baby.
Right.
I saw you grow up. While we were in elementary school, we were together for like a year, and then we were together. Well, we didn't go to the same high school or whatever, but you know, we were still in school together during high school years or whatever. And then it seemed like when you were getting ready to go to college, the temperature in the house just kind of changed. I want you to talk about how that transition was, you leaving home, because you not only left the house, but you had left the church. And
backslide.
He called you a sinner and a heathen.
He was wayward.
All of it. All of the above.
You left our church, you left the house, you went down to Brownwood, and you did whatever you did. And the temperature of the house just kind of changed, because myself, I felt like you didn't have to do that just to go the avenue. But of course, none of us knew where you were going to end up.
Right.
But can you talk about, or how did that affect you leaving home? And even though, because it wasn't all peaches and cream when you left. Right. So, leaving home, going to college, and going down a path that you're going, or that you went, and it's totally different. Like Jay said, it's totally different from all the other cousins. It's totally different from where I went. Like that whole transition. Talk about that transition, how it affected your life. Because like I said, it wasn't peaches and cream, and you had to do something that was very, very hard.
Right. And I'll marry what your question is to his first point that you was asking, because they kind of go hand in hand. So my house was cool because, like you was saying, all of the stuff we walked through. Like, when I went to college, got down to Howard Payne with my cousin Mark, and I got exposed to like more music than I knew. And I was also learning what I like music-wise, because growing up under like my papa was a pastor, so when I lived with him for a few years,
right,
all I heard was Candy Spirituals, bro. Then my dad is like my papa's understudy, so it's like DJ Rogers, Andre Crouch, John P. Key, all this stuff. Then my mom is like singing with all these people around the country, and going to Howard Payne, I kind of like start to find like a different taste.
Gotcha.
Like it's like, yo, I respect everything that I grew up with, but I also like Jay-Z.
Right.
Like I'm heavy into neo soul. Like, I don't, and I went through a phase where I was like, I don't hear music like y'all hear music, and so I respect everything in your church culture that you grew up with, but I low key don't identify right now, and so
I feel that.
and I'm my dad's junior, naming everything, spit an image of him. If I was like 4 inches taller, it would like people just double take the whole time.
You got a little bit more hair than he does, but
A lot of more hair than he does. But here's the crazy thing about that dynamic though. Shout out to my granny, rest her soul, my dad's mom. She would keep my mind open that everything that they're teaching you is cool. Find you.
oh, yeah.
So
Like OG Smith, that was my
OG
dude,
Smith,
man.
like OG
Oh,
Shirley.
oh, man,
Shirley,
that was-
like, hey, come listen to this Marvin.
That was
Come
my
listen to
dude.
this Freddie real quick. Just like she would slide me all of this stuff, and so
Well, she was a heathen too, so
yeah,
you need a
Granny
good.
was not.
You need a good balance.
she was a little bit of.
She
heathen.
brought that. She brought
But-
the balance.
So to kind of like speed up, like I'm going to college with like all of this stuff, and growing up in my pop's house, like I was kind of like billed as like the golden child.
Yeah.
Like out of the musicians and stuff, he gonna be the preacher. He gonna be the one that take over everything, and so like that was everybody's expectation. Like he like the hand of God is so strong on him.
Yeah.
This and nobody was wrong. It was the fact that everybody's preference of how they thought this was gonna happen
Right.
got shook like to pieces when the
Yeah.
Lord was like, "Nah, I'm not finna do it that way."
Yeah.
Like, so I go to college and I'm trying to figure out like they say it go like this, but why do I feel like we not considering this, and this?
Right.
And so when I go to college, like I've always been able to like identify with people.
Yeah.
So I get to college and like I'm telling people about Jesus, but I'm not saved.
Right.
Like I'm at the club witnessing to people,
Yeah.
but I'm still like getting it in.
Right.
But it's like I'm getting exposed to like all these different cultures and
Yeah.
stuff. So by the time I transfer to UNT, I get around the gospel choir up there. And it was weird because like while I'm hanging with the gospel choir, like I hope I don't get in trouble, I'm getting recruited by certain fraternities. So now I'm at parties and interest meetings that don't look nothing like these two worlds are so far apart. And so I'm like trying to marry all of that. And like Mel was saying, it was kind of like at that point I was like, you're supposed to be doing this. And so at that time I'm still at my dad's church, but then now I'm like starting to hear God for myself. And so my dad, he's like being very sensitive. Like, I think you're supposed to be preaching. So he's like having me up, talk to the youth and stuff. And now it's turning into like me having words on Sunday. But it's like, that's cool.
Wipe me down.
Dog. Like, bro, I preach some of the world's worst
Sermons.
Like, bro, Young, Fly, and Saved.
No. It was Young, Fly, and Flashy.
Young, Fly, and Flashy. Okay, Young, Fly, and Flashy.
Wipe
Me Down, Jesus. I ain't gonna lie, the old people ate that up, bro. yes. And like looking back now, like I appreciate the Lord like working with me, but like I don't ever have to revisit that time in my life ever again.
That's beautiful.
But
except for now, because your sister did that to you.
oh my gosh.
You're welcome.
But no, but like so all of that, like we walk all of this stuff. Like I leave my dad's church. I'm in Denton at UNT, and like
It's on record that was the first time he cussed too.
who?
I'm joking. Go
Touche.
ahead.
And so we go. I moved churches to Denton because like the Lord is like, no, you need to come here because the way that I'm about to grow you is not like, and you're not gonna be able to do it there because at that point in my life I was not as a man.
Yeah.
Nobody could be accountable to me, especially my family, because it's like I'm one of them people. Like I like to arrange so much, my other gift is to be like I'm able to like walk in the room and just point out like cycles and habits real quick. I'll look at a person and by like 2 minutes later, oh, when this person is nervous, they do this, this, and this. Like I'm able to just watch people and just
pay attention to everything. Yeah.
And so with my family, not trying to be funny, nobody could be accountable to me because I know every little thing that makes you tick. So I know how to present myself away, talk good, look good, and be so far from it. But in Denton, that was the first time I got like real accountability that I was receptive to. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's different when your family tell you about yourself and be right. It's your family.
Yeah.
But then with like a nigga that you ain't never met tell you about yourself.
Yeah. It's
Wait, whoa.
Yeah.
Wait, how you know this? And so that's what kind of gripped me, but that's what caught my attention. And so like me leaving my pop church, I had to go that route. And the Lord just kind of used all that to marry yourself or married together where all of the stuff I learned with my family, it's like he put it on pause until I matured to handle it. And so now it's all coming full circle. Like my sister, like she was saying, it wasn't like, it was like a messy breakup. Cause like how you gonna forsake the family? And I'm like, but if I stay here, everybody gonna die.
How dare you?
You see what I'm saying? Like, yo,
Shame.
as a pastor, I'm literally your namesake. If I stay here and I rock like I keep rocking, because if we be honest, I'm like your blind spot or your sensitive spot. So you would say you will correct me, but you're not.
You know, it's funny about you saying that, man. So one of my all-time favorite drummer is your cousin. All-time favorite drummer, and I remember some years back, and I hope I don't get nobody in trouble with this. It's innocent, but we had we had a conversation or whatever, and we was on the phone for about 3 hours, man. And I'm like, dude, you're supposed to be like, your name is supposed to be amongst the greats, especially coming out of Dallas. Like,
I agree.
Why did you never go that route? And his thing was, it was that, man, I had to stay. I had to stay. I had to help my family. I had to help my granddad, and then the disappointment and this, that, and the other. And while I understand that, because I come from that same background,
Right.
While I understand that, I'm like, but kind of like you said, you would have been able to do so much more though. You feel what I'm saying? I feel like you would. I feel like it wouldn't have been. They wouldn't have been as mad as you if you helped them pay that church note. They wouldn't have been as mad. You know what I'm saying? It's like they wouldn't have been as mad as if you helped them, do this, do that or whatever. And a lot of times you just have to have that real conversation with yourself, growing up, and say, hey man, I know this mindset isn't popular.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This mindset isn't popular. This mindset isn't what everybody else want me to do, anything like that. But I mean, just becoming a man or becoming an adult, period. You have to have those honest conversations with yourself and say, yo, I know y'all don't necessarily see it like this right now, but let me work. Let me do what I do. And then once you see the results, then everybody else will be able to say, oh, okay, I see it now. Right. I see what.
And let me say this too, and especially like to the community, like musicians and artists that like look for this type of stuff. Like, I used to like go back and forth in my mind, like why my kinfolk is not, cause like you said, like bro's a prodigy, like playing at 4, holding service. By 12, he should be like recording people's albums, because he's that.
No, he
was that guy.
Yeah,
he was that guy.
Yeah,
and so
the stuff that cats are doing now musically, he was doing that way back then, man.
And
didn't they call him the next Buddy Rich?
They called him the next Buddy, bro. Like that was his nickname.
Okay.
And what I found out though is I don't get mad as much when people throw that out like I had to help home, because some people, even with if you ask me gifting wise, talent wise, I maybe have a fourth of what he have, but that doesn't automatically mean that you will ascend to those heights.
Yeah.
Sometimes the thing that you carry is the exposure of how deep a talent can go, but it doesn't mean that you'll be introduced to certain rooms. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, that's good.
And
That's
so
wisdom.
like
Don't be coming on here trying to be all deep and stuff. I hear your preacher coming
Let
out.
this
Chill
man
out, bro.
talk, man. Let
So
this man talk.
like you have a lot, especially in DFW. Like I'm not like on the scene musician wise, like Jay, but production and the entertainment industry is just like all related. Everything, every sector mimics each other. And so what I see in production, film wise, is in music. They're parallel. They're doing the same thing, different phase. And so what you find are musicians or actors that don't know where they fit, and they just stay wandering. And we have a lot of that in DFW.
Yeah, most definitely.
Just nomadic musicians and artists that can't get out of the rat race. But then like when you look on tour, if it's like a 10-piece band or something like that, at least 3 is from here.
Right.
And it's like, well, why can't this person make it out, or this and the other? And it's like, oh, we should be on more than we are. Like, we are on.
Yeah.
But the thing is, everybody thinks because my talent depth is equal to yours, per se, that we are supposed to be in the same rooms.
Wow.
And that's not true. That's not true. Like, there are actors that can act Denzel under the table, but they're relegated to doing commercials because you can't handle the rooms that Denzel sits in.
Yeah.
You can't talk. There's a language for these
Like I
rooms.
said, man, everything has levels to it.
It's like you said, it's levels to this. Like I mentioned, like it's only 5 black sound mixers for TV out of Texas, and doing it on the level that we're doing it. And I can go train 5 more to do what I'm doing, but if they cannot talk the language of these rooms, they will never have access. Doesn't mean you might mix me under the table, but if you can't talk the language, because it's more. Jay knows. Jay started a clothing line. He started a brand. Started doing photography, and he started understanding. And you know this as a entrepreneur, someone that's in philanthropy now. Like, yo, in different sects, it's different language.
It's different. Yeah.
The way I MD and talk is different from when I need these word pressings to be correct on my shirt,
Right.
versus me handling these contracts, but I'm the same person.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Most musicians can't talk anything outside of music. So
Right.
what you find, that musician typically plays at 5 churches locally.
Right.
You get bread, but that's the depth and the cap of your gift.
Right.
Immensely talented, but you can't speak the language of some of these rooms. Because if Timberland come, you walk in talking musician language to Timberland, not gonna work.
Yeah.
Right.
Ask Ty. People like, how did Ty get got when they did like 40% of the music on Crop Meter River? Ask Ty what kind of language he was talking back then. Timberland got you a $2,000 check, sent you on your way. That was the nature of the beast.
Because that's all you
That's
was good
all
for.
you were good for.
Right, right.
And so now, ask Todd now. Now when I walk in with Tim, so wait, I have goods and service to offer, but also you need all of my creativity.
Right.
Because it's not enough for me to just show up and regurgitate something that you can't do. You also need me to be creative.
Yeah.
So now I need to talk the language that covers creativity so that the residual lines up.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
My royalties come in on time. But a lot of these artists, they don't know that. They
Yep.
don't know how to talk that language. You always hear people learn the industry. It's more than just learning the industry. Learn the rooms.
Yeah.
Because the thing that the industry does, it understands how to morph itself, to disguise itself, to confuse you. If you know the room, you can never be, you can be confused. I walk in this room, I know this room is a square. And this is the diameters of this room. So if I put a lamp in here and a table, it doesn't remove the shape of the room. The shape of the room don't change.
Right.
You added stuff, so now just know because of how the room size is, I maneuver a certain way because of the added stuff you put in here as distractions.
Right.
Yeah.
Most people look, oh, there's a table in there. But do you know how many steps it takes you to get to the back of the room? You can't tell me that.
Okay.
I'm in the room, but you not functioning in the room, and you not
Wow.
efficient. I sat there, like I remember I worked with Kevin Hart. I forgot the name of the show. It was on Quibi, that little thing that was out for a while that went away real quick.
Ain't no telling.
It was like a streaming service where they had like these 10-minute shows and stuff.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Whatever that show was, where he was like, it was like a pay it forward show where he will cut somebody a check for $25,000. You take half the check and then you give the rest to someone else. They take half of that and give it to someone else until it's gone.
Okay.
And I was sitting in there, and this is the way Kevin Hart walk in. Kevin come in, he do not stop for you to mic. He walk in, he expects you to do your job. He say, I got a meeting in 47 minutes. I know my part. I expect you to know your part. So when he come in, he don't say hi to White or nothing. He says, what's going on, boss man? And he's steady talking.
Yeah.
I got like 35 seconds to mic Kevin Hart. Bow, bow, bow. He knock out his part with room to spare. Y'all need me to redo this because I'm not coming back. And then on his way out, hey, I appreciate you for micing me in 18 seconds. My guy's going to call you.
Wow.
Yeah.
But the thing is, before I get there, how does Kevin like to be mic'd? Who's Mike Kevin?
I see.
Right.
Oh, we ain't never Mike. Get me in touch with whoever's Mike or worked with Kevin
Right.
before.
You gotta know all that before.
Yeah.
Oh, do not reach over his shoulder. He has a thing about reaching over his shoulder because he's small. Well, I'm small.
Right.
Yeah.
Just don't do it. What he's gonna do, he's gonna come in. He's probably gonna, if he got a jacket on, he's gonna take it off. He's gonna stretch his arms out. Get in there immediately. Don't try to look at him in his face. Matter of fact, don't even try to talk to him.
Don't fangirl. Don't do all of that. Yeah.
It's like, because if he see you do your job, to him, that's a person that understands who they are. That's what gives you value in his eyes. So you walk in, bow, bow, bow. I'm subbing for somebody. This is not even my show. Bow, 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 mic him up. You good, boss? I didn't think Kevin remembered I was there. He walking out. He talking to her. Well, I'm gone. Da, 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 da. Hey, man, I appreciate you. He counted how long it took me to mic him.
That's crazy. When you say
Yeah,
just
that
18
is.
seconds.
18
I
seconds.
wouldn't even been thinking. I wouldn't even been thinking about that at all.
And the thing is, that led to like 3 additional gigs.
Wow.
Was there ever a time when you went in, because I could see you doing it, you went in there full of it.
Bruh,
Listen, was there ever a time where you went in and you just knew you was about to kill
bruh.
and you just flopped?
No.
Like,
I'm going to tell you what happened to me.
you didn't read the room.
I'm going to tell you what happened to me. What got me together real quick. If y'all don't know, Dwight struggles with pride, like bad. Because I'm so used
Which
to.
one?
Huh?
Both.
Which one?
I get it from my pops.
Jesus Christ.
Because the thing is, it's hard to, like, when you gotta prove me wrong. Because I walk in a room and I'm like, oh, this, and this. Because I'm already,
Right.
and I already know the gifts that God has given me.
Right.
Not to get too spiritual, but I know the Lord deals with me prophetically. He deals with me with the gift of wisdom. So,
Right.
like, I can talk and not know something. By the time I get through talking, you be like, how you know this, and this?
Right. Right.
I'm
right.
like,
Yeah.
And so I have to be careful with that because it's like, all right, chill with that because you end up like messing up stuff.
Right.
So when I first got on with my boy Rashad, this show Flip or Flop, Fort Worth on HGTV, they like, I'm not even on the show. I'm not getting paid. I'm interning for free. And they like, the directors is this couple. They're like, hey, Dwight can, we trust Dwight. The first day, they say they trust me. I took the gear home. My homeboy's like, learn this, cause you point me in tomorrow. He's like, take it apart, this, and this. Bro, I took it apart. I was doing my work, and I got so full of it. I was like, oh, bro, I'm about to kill this tomorrow, cause I done already like been micing people, assisting, running sound a little bit next to him, but I'm always with him.
Right.
When it came time for me to be on my own, bro, I showed up to set. I get out the car. My homeboy, Rashad, his car's in front of mine. He's like, my nigga, you ready to go? I was like, yeah. He opened my bag. It's like, nigga, ain't none of this stuff together. And here come the directors. All right, we running in two. We good? The talent mic. I'm like, He's like, yo. We got to change frequencies because he done made up some lie.
Yeah.
And so he looked at me and said, nigga, take my bag.
Right.
And so he had to, like, the first 45 minutes of the day, he's on the side of his Altima on the ground, putting the kit back together. Imagine we running sound in this house, right?
Right.
You got a board down here, and there's another board upstairs to control the mics. You say, Jay, D, did you study the stuff? Because you running the sound upstairs by yourself.
Right.
Yeah. And I came in with nothing together.
Right. Right. Yeah.
And now I'm trying to hurry up and plug up everything,
Yeah.
and we got 2 minutes before we go live.
Wow.
Yep.
And so you say, upstairs don't go live for an hour. Nigga, just go downstairs and run it.
Right.
And I'll set up upstairs.
Right.
Because if they see what you just did, your career is over before it starts.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, I'm already running sound at Potter's house. I'm with the union. I'm doing AV work. I'm at the Anatole, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this was my first response to access to this room.
Right.
Wow.
And that's how niggas be.
Right.
We be so anxious to get on these platforms.
No,
And before we even get going good.
Yeah.
Full of it.
And then kind of going back to what you said, you sitting here wondering, well, why that dude on tour? Why does that
That's the
person
reason.
why does that person get, you know, these accolades and this is that and the other? I'm just as talented. That's literally the same thing that you just said. I'm just as talented. I'm just as this, but you know, you don't have your ducks in a row in that retrospect.
Let me bust that bubble, bruh. I hate when I hear that conversation.
Yeah.
I'm walking away. Oh, you finna get cussed out in Jesus' name. Like, cause we hear it. Like, y'all understand how I guess you work. Like right now, I'm working the XFL's documentary. It's on ESPN Plus right now. Player 54. Oh, I saw you was with The Rock. Oh, I guess you big time. I'm just trying to get like you. No, you don't want to get like me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number one, you white, so you already are light years ahead of me.
Right.
Because it's five
about
of
it.
me
Yeah.
Yeah.
trying to overtake.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
trying to get in.
Right. You just trying to be in the number.
Yeah.
I don't, bro. I'm not trying to be on the biggest stuff. I'm just trying to be on enough stuff where my family comfortable.
Yeah.
I want to take a trip out the country. Here's the swipe of a card.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
And not have to worry about all the
Rent,
stuff. Yeah.
lights.
You think I'm here, but you don't understand the work I gotta do to stay here because I can't. I went through a point where it's like once niggas like I worked at NBA G League bubble, and niggas don't even know how I even got there. Like I was doing this YouTube show when it was not cool to do YouTube. It was all network stuff before
Right.
streaming stuff took over, and niggas was like, you shouldn't be rocking with like Overtime. They just a YouTube company, and I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, wait, Overtime as a YouTube company lets me make the money that y'all kind of making doing like Real Housewives, all this other stuff, Naked and Afraid, and I'm like, cool. Nobody else doing this? This is my end.
Right.
If I don't do nothing else but YouTube stuff, as long as this dollar amount stay right here, I'm cool.
Yeah.
Right.
And so, all of a sudden, Overtime take off, and they get an invite to the NBA Entertainment wants to use Overtime to help their social stuff. So that's how I backdoor into the doggone bubble.
Right.
But to everybody else, oh, I guess you just progressing.
Right.
You don't even know what I
You don't even know.
You
'Cause
don't know what
You
I
don't know
have to
the
do.
5 steps I have to do to keep
Yeah.
up with this person.
Right.
2
Yeah.
steps.
Because y'all get calls every other day. Hey, do you want to go work on what's Chip and Joanna and them show out in Waco?
I don't know.
I forgot.
I don't know.
But the couple out there in Waco that own half of everything that started with HGTV,
Okay.
the home renovation people.
Okay.
And so like, y'all house owners was calling you, all this other stuff. 600 pounds, such and such.
Yeah.
Pimple property. You getting calls for all this stuff. I don't get them calls.
Right.
So I gotta find my own way.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But then you looking at me like, I'm just as good as him. Bro, you already do enough.
So I have a quick question. So with you getting these type of shows, so going through that and getting to that, what are the certain things you had to do? Was it calls or was it some type of person you had to contact in getting that type of work? Or
Man, it's so convoluted. A little bit of it is just the grace of God. Some of it was taking gigs that everybody else was passing
okay,
That's good.
and knocking the hell out of them gigs, bro. Like,
yeah,
like not to put too much out there, but like if somebody was getting $550 for labor for the day, I'm taking a gig that's $300.
okay,
That everybody's like, don't take that because they give them permission to like undercharge us. Well, my G, you not passing me none of the stuff you got.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
So it's basically the same as musicians.
It's literally the same.
It's the same
Yeah.
thing,
literally the same.
Same thing,
different face.
Right.
So it's like, I still got bills to pay, bro. Y'all been in this for 10 years. You got
Yeah.
people that call you at the top of the year. We got a show that we might film later on. So would you mind working it? So for 3 months, you know that you work these 3 months on this one show. That's your budget for the year. So anything else is gravy. I'm sitting here like, bro, how do I not be late on my rent this month?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So now I got a super gig. And so like y'all like, don't go work AV. I remember like the AV company, PSAV, they was like, Dwight, we hire you to be a manager and pay you like $25 an hour. And I was like, bro, I might just have to take that because ain't enough gigs coming.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, the industry kind of levels itself out for y'all.
Yeah.
So I had somebody that saw my work ethic. It was like, I'm gonna throw you this. Do you mind? We can't pay you $5, but we can pay you $375. Cool.
Compromise.
I'll
Where you
make it
coming
work.
up?
I'll make it work. But after a while, if y'all budget grow,
Right. But
Grow
then,
me.
but then also it's understanding that
And I'm sure that also, I mean, cut you out, but
you definitely did though.
my fault, brother.
And the fact that he started his sentence the same way you did.
And we're not gonna edit that out because I want the people to see how much of a dick he is. We're not editing that out. Go ahead, Lou. Go ahead, Lou. What's on your mind, brother?
oh my God,
What's burning in your soul, brother?
hey, it's burning too. They got a lap in there, boy.
I just wanted to get to that's also a thing that we also been talking about for a while. That I'm pretty sure that also come along with building relationships.
Building
Right.
relationships.
Yeah, that's all I want.
But that go back to understanding the room.
Yeah.
If you know the size of the room, how the room is built,
Yeah.
this relationship is part of this room.
You feel how I'm looking at you right now?
That's why I'm looking over here, but I know
Yes, not looking over there.
I'm looking at Mel. Mel just laughing. I'm like, y'all know he's looking at me. I know he's looking at me.
Go ahead.
Anywho.
Go ahead.
But also, no.
Nah, it's all good. No, pretty much what I was about to say was it don't have the same effect now. But every opportunity doesn't come with a paycheck attached to it.
Man.
But sometimes you have to look at the opportunity. You have to be able to balance, man. You have to be able to have some type of discernment. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, where does this lead to? Knowing the rooms that you walking in. You know what I'm saying? A part of knowing how to navigate the room is knowing that room has a back door to it as well. You know what I'm saying? Not just the front door.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, okay, well, I can maneuver around this stuff or whatever, but then there's another door. You know, as opposed to walking in a room that is only one way in, one way out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. my good brother, you were saying a lot of good stuff, man.
Yes, sir.
You were saying a lot of good stuff, but I knew it was gonna be that. I knew he was gonna talk. I knew. I didn't know I was gonna get rudely interrupted, but you know, it's all good.
Let me backdoor that, because when you said that backdoor, I remember what were we? I think it was Project Gideon at Potter's house, and I was working with Anthony Houston and Bill and Mia's son. And I remember we were sitting there talking, and Bill dropped this nugget on me. He said, if you ever around Bill, like, you know how he talk, you like, my good brother.
Right.
Like, I like how you work. I'm going to just give you this advice. Master the room that you in first.
Right.
Before you move to the other one.
Right. Right.
And at that time, Potter's house had built out this annex that had 2 ballrooms that's connected. And so we were having 2 different things going on in both rooms. And me being me, I'm trying to like burn the candle at both ends so I can get out of there. And he like, no, D, come here. Don't ever make this mistake of trying to facilitate and set a room and leaving this portion unfinished to start something else.
Yeah.
Master that room first. And his thing was, and he was talking more on the lines of like setting up sound and stuff. He's like, because if Bishop walk in, he expects there to be a level of completion. He's wise enough to know they still have this and this done, but all of this other stuff up to this point is non-negotiable.
Right.
And if it's undone when he walks in, you're off of it.
Right. I feel that.
And no quicker that he told me that, Bishop walks in.
Wow.
Like 2 hours later. I had just enough time
Right.
to get my ish together, bro. Bishop walked, I like how y'all doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Who's running sound tonight? It's like, D got it. Who's Dwight? I'm Bishop Jakes. I'm like, nigga, I know who you is. But that impression,
Yeah.
I ended up start working when at that time the book he released was Soar. I was on the first leg of the book tour.
Okay.
Wow.
And I took what Bill said.
Yeah.
Nigga, it don't matter where you go, bro. Like, master this room. I don't have time to look at what other people are doing. Where I'm at, where my 2 feet are, I need to master that first.
Now, was this before or after you did a dance solo at the Potter's house?
This was after.
Oh my
God! It's funny you say
I wish
that.
I had the video to show.
Anthony, my witness. These niggas, while we setting up, I got my back turned. We setting up this stage.
Shout out to FDN.
As soon as shout out FDN. Soon as the video wall is like rebuilt, these niggas put this FDN clip up behind me, and all you see is my look behind in the vest.
Hop locking in the vest.
I was so mad. And these
He
niggas like,
had hang time and all that.
Right. What
this you?
possessed you to even like?
that's all Anthony. That's all Anthony.
So Debo told you, hey,
Yes.
Dwight,
At
when
this point, we gonna sing.
when we seen There You Are,
No.
I want you to come up
We gotta
here.
show you the clip.
We got to show you the clip, Lou. When we seen There You Are,
That's
I
funny.
want you to come up here and be.
No. Like everywhere around the country where we did that song, when we got to that part, it was me, Debo, and my homeboy Sean. We got out in the front and danced. Because we was like, down south, we hadn't seen Ty Tribbett and them yet.
Got you.
And so we were doing stuff like GA, and people was like, what is this? And so,
That's funny.
but Debo's from Chicago, so he already is tapped into what's up north. So
Right.
that's how that started. Okay, man.
We got to get back into that. But hey, listen. This has definitely been a dope show thus far. Once again, I think it's one of the best we done had.
And it's a good show too.
Yeah. So we gonna go ahead and take a break real quick. Lou gotta go potty, and we gonna be right back. Y'all don't go nowhere.
My bro sound like Pootie Tang. It's a good show, and it's a good show too.
We'll be right back. Y'all don't go nowhere.
Oh yeah.
See, I'm a photographer. Feel what I'm saying? So if they say a picture is worth 1,000 words, it's my job to make sure they hear every last one of them. I got you.
everybody? What's up, fam, man? Y'all are here with your boy, Mr. Music, aka The Boss. Listen, if you have not, man, definitely go check out my music school. I have a school located in the Soto area called Mr. Music School of Music. Check that out, MrMusic.com. I also have a party band from the DFW area, Soulful Sounds Party Band. If you have not, look that up, man. Go follow us on all social media platforms.
We are back from
Yerp.
our brief intermission. BFW Shed Sessions podcast. I gotta say, this has been a great episode so far.
Man, it's been
Yes.
super dope.
Very.
Oh, it's been a great episode too.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I knew it was coming.
You pulled a me.
Asshole.
Okay. So anyway, make sure you guys subscribe to our channel on YouTube, DFW Shed Sessions Podcast. Hit that subscribe button, and also you guys can follow us on TikTok and Instagram, DFW_Shed Sessions, and you can follow us on Facebook, and the Facebook is called the DFW Shed Sessions FB page.
That's right.
So yeah, feel free to hit that follow button and just show some support, because we trying to get some great things going here in this here podcast, and you know, because us musicians, man, we got a lot of stuff to say.
A lot.
Yeah. So
Luke. Oh, this nigga Luke. Oh, it sounds like I'm at the stockyard right now.
Every week, bro. Every week. Man.
Let's hear it.
Every
My
week.
bad, I'm sorry.
Imagine having a mic him, man.
okay. Well, anyway, so
I love it.
let's get through these social media plugs, brother. JL Groove, what can
Yes,
we find
sir.
you on this?
You can find me
social
on
media?
Facebook, JL Groove, Instagram, Who is JL Groove. I'm on Talk as well, JL Groove. If you want to ride this funk train, man, y'all holla at me on Facebook and Instagram at Funk Your Feelings. That's FUNKYO Feelings. I've also gotten into the photography and videography lane, and you can find me at Another Groove Project, because that's just another one of my projects. You can find me on the Brother Big below on the ChristianMingle.com.
This nigga here.
And yeah, that's about. I think my MySpace is still up. I don't know.
Bruh.
Yeah,
Bruh. You got a high five still too, nigga?
a high five.
It's
Wow,
a high five.
wow. We'll talk about that after the show. Yeah, high five. It was along the lines of like an urban chat
Yeah,
type.
nigga.
I remember.
Never heard of that.
yeah.
MySpace, high five. What was it? Black Planet, and I was on Dallas Peeps, G.
Dallas Peeps.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Urban chat.
Nah, forget
Oh,
Urban.
man.
Dallas Peeps was Urban Chat before Urban Chat.
Yeah,
know who
I
it
remember
was.
Dallas.
I remember
Peeps, yeah.
Dallas Peeps.
Dallas Peeps got me in a lot of trouble.
ASL.
I was just on social cam.
ASL. But yeah, I'm on all that.
Okay, all right. So Professor Mel Will, where can we find you on social media plugs?
I'm just over here just messing up with these lower thirds. You can find me on all social media platforms at Professor Mel Will. That's Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. Professor Mel Will.
Okay. Oh, who me? So
Yeah, Lou.
yeah, so you can find me
Nobody asked.
on the social media, TikTok, and because I be ticking and talking, Lou Paul Beats, and Instagram Lou Paul Beats, and also you can check out my YouTube, other YouTube channels under Lou Paul Beats,
I
because
better make it.
I just be doing a bunch of stuff with music and beats and stuff. But,
I like your stitches, I guess it was. How you be
What's that?
stitching videos or
oh yeah. When I be doing, it's called duets, where I
duets.
take people's stuff, and sometimes I do reaction stuff because I find some.
You
of the
said
most-
reaction?
Yeah.
I know it
Okay.
sounded like he said erection, right?
Yeah.
Reaction.
Reaction.
I'm
Enunciate.
probably talking
Enunciate,
too
son.
fast. Reaction. Let's get it right. I don't need any confusion.
I'll be erecting to y'all video.
yeah.
Hey, oh, bro, you make it.
I'll be erecting to
Yeah.
What What are we doing? Are you split screening?
Like, what?
Chill.
By our powers combined.
Chill, Captain Planet. Golly.
Reaction videos, ladies and gentlemen.
We got you.
Let's
Lou.
get it right.
Reaction.
I do that, or I play keys. Sometimes people be singing or stuff I come across. I play bass or keys to it, man. Just trying to find different ways to connect with people and just get myself heard in some form of fashion. So yeah, that's what you guys can follow me on. So my good brother, Dwight Williams, where can we find you on social media?
On Facebook, Dwight Williams. Do not confuse me with my pop.
Ooh.
I don't know
Man.
how you differentiate the two. Just look for my profile, my avatar.
The younger one.
My pop got the old people avatar. Like, he think he hip. Like, my face is there somewhere. On Instagram, it's I am Dwight_Jr. Them the only two I really have. Like, I be trying to stay off of social like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, nah, it's hard doing social and then being in the industry like that.
Oh,
People
yeah.
weird, bro.
Uh-huh.
Like,
Oh, for sure.
on another level weird, bro.
For sure. I would imagine.
Like,
I would imagine.
like, you know how you be like, you come across some weird musicians and you be like, bro, like, nah. Like, actors and
Them cat, you talking about like them cats that be acting all namish? That's crazy.
we're not doing.
Don't
Stop acting
I'm
namish,
done.
y'all.
I'm
Stop acting namish. You stop it. You stop it. You do not dress like that in real life. You
we're coming back
stop
to you,
it.
Lou, because I'm not finna go there with you. Nah,
You
you not,
stop it.
I'm
The
not getting in trouble.
White Williams Jr. said y'all need to stop acting namish. Cause y'all are weird. Stop it. Y'all need to stop acting namish. You cannot afford that Nord. Stop playing on it that now. This is not Guitar Center. Stop it.
Oh my god.
It's 3 NAM poses that everybody do. Stop it.
I'm not going there.
Three NAM poses.
It's 3 standard
It's
NAM
3.
poses. And I'm sick of it. Learn some more poses, people. Stop it.
Dwight said, "Stop it all together."
All together. I'm sick of it.
I'm sick of y'all.
Sick of it.
Sick of y'all acting namish. All right, man. So let's move on a little bit. I want to start here, and I like to ask this question especially to the busy folks, the folks out here that's actually doing something, man, because I think it's an important question, and it's important to get a certain point of view when you're trying to do this entertainment thing as a full-time career, right? You are a family man. You have a beautiful family, wife, 2 beautiful kids, man. My question to you is, how do you balance? Because you have father, you have husband, and then you have Dwight, and then you have the worker, the person that's doing the work or whatever. So how do you balance all of those roles?
Man.
And what's the importance of balancing those roles to the people that's watching?
The importance is you need a level of functionality with a level of efficiency. And like functionality allows you to maintain, efficiency allows you to progress. And so the balance comes by setting a network for yourself.
Okay.
The network keeps you accountable, and it keeps you from exhaustion.
Now, what do you mean a network?
About
Okay.
like the way for me for filming, it was good for me to move my family into proximity with one of our sides of the family, whether it was my people or her people. It had to be around somebody.
Gotcha.
Because if I'm gone for 2 months filming, there's no way my wife can handle 2 kids under the age of 7 and still be a teacher without being exhausted. And then when I come back, she too tired to tend to me and vice versa. So you need a network to take some of that pressure and alleviate.
I'm really trying to be an adult, because I knew what you meant, but I got you. I got
you. I try to be polite because my sister grilled me before we got on here, so I try to.
I mean, you don't throw all of that out the door.
Whatever. But like, on the cool, you need that network. Like, maybe you don't have like, we blessed to have like her grandmother, 2 of her aunts, and her mom, like within a 15-minute radius. So if she's late at work, somebody can pick my daughter up from school. Her grandmother keeps my son, and so that's what works for us. But you have to have some type of network if you're doing anything on any like level. Once you get that family structure.
For the people who don't understand still what he means by network, he means village.
A village. Sorry, sorry. I just.
Sometimes you got to dumb it down for folks.
Touche. Yeah. Touche. That's why I can't have my own show, because I just be talking.
Well, I'm just because Lou don't all the way understand.
Oh my God, Lou was following. I saw it in his face. He's like, I get that.
Man, do you know how many times people been up there talking and I nod my head like I understand what they saying? Lou does that all the time.
I was thinking,
don't say
your kids
yeah
on
right
TV.
After that.
You think like kids on the TV?
Well, what channel?
What channel they on?
This network.
Is this Cartoon Network? Is it
Nickelodeon?
I think I seen it on Private. Like, what? Nah, but like,
that's what's up.
You need that village, bro. Like cause like when one part of that village like fall off, it starts to compromise like the functionality.
Right.
And then you start realizing like, dang, I'm not, like, I got to retool some stuff to make sure this keeps going.
Right.
But then, like, when you start to take on more, like, when I start taking on bigger gigs, it's like, oh, well, I'm going to be gone, like, 2 weeks longer than what I'm normally gone. Or I have this amount of free time. And you have to kind of tweak things here and there to where the communication has to be on a certain level. So you got to build out, like, a village. You got to build out, like, some form of accountability to help you, like, stay on your square. Because, like, I know we like to think we can do it all on our own. Don't nobody that's doing something worthwhile do it by themselves. It's impossible.
I feel that.
It's impossible. If you are able to do it on your own, I guarantee you your stuff is mediocre.
Facts.
I guarantee it. It's impossible. It's impossible because the attention that's needed for certain parts. So.
I feel that. But no, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. That's because, and the reason I asked that question is because, you know, like you said, it's hard to be able to balance, you know, being who you are in the entertainment industry, and then still, you know, like Deion Sanders said, keep the main thing, right? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, being in the situation where you're still put, you know, and it's also dope that the decisions that you're making is still, you know, even while I'm trying to pursue this, I'm still keeping the well-being of my family,
right,
you know, first. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm doing that, but I don't necessarily want to, you know, stay right next to my mother-in-law, but it's gonna help my family. So that's not his words, but I'm just saying.
That part.
You know what I'm saying? You know, so I think it's dope to, you know what I'm saying, be able to look at it from that perspective.
How much does your network or your, you know what I'm saying, your network or your circle or whatever bleed into your profession? And the reason why I say this, because we've talked about from the standpoint television, but you've also done sound engineering and production for music. So I don't want to jump, but I'm jumping.
No, you good.
I'm good. So some of the artists or whatever here in DFW you've had the pleasure to work with.
They've had the pleasure to
work with him.
Yeah.
Nah, it was my pleasure.
Fix it.
I was honored to work with these people.
So, one of the vocalists that I like and her songs are really, really good is Mandy.
Shout out Mandy.
Shout out to Mandy. You've done some work on her album, but she's also part of your village. How does it work when your friendships and people who you deal with every day, they bleed into your profession? How do you, decipher the two?
It just go back to that functionality. Like when you know, like what role each person plays, you try to keep that accountable. Even as people are growing and things are morphing, you got to continuously like maintenance like the roles. That way that, because you don't ever want to just get to a point to where you just assume that and take for granted that this person is going to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Just because of the friendship.
Right.
Yeah.
Because like people are allowed to grow. People are allowed to adjust. And so, like with Mandy, it was a while, like when my wife had a daycare. And Mandy's daughter used to go to the daycare. So I used to talk to Mandy like as much as I'm home. So like when she first started working on music, we like bouncing ideas off each other, and cause it was like a lot of communication. And then her daughter went somewhere else, and then my wife shut down the daycare so she can go back into teaching. And so now it's like you're still there. We just have to tweak the availability and the communication.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So I still have access to her as a producer, but what helped things move was like when you come to pick up your daughter, we can tap in real quick for like 15 minutes about music.
Right.
But now my schedule picked up, her schedule crazily picked up. So it's like, hey, as we take inventory of this relationship, maybe I can't be a lead producer for what you're doing.
Right.
And that's no shot at you or me. It's just our life. So when like the stuff she has coming out now, she linked with, shout out to the good bro D Busy.
Okay.
Like, she worked with him, but that doesn't remove what we've established. So like if I shoot Mandy some music, bro, you always have what like I'm looking for in that moment. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's cool. You're still part of the village. It's just the functionality is not as much as what it once was.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So that's cool. But like a lot of people get stuck in that moment, like where it's like this person will forever be this.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
They think, especially when you have had a friendship for so long, and I mean you've worked with more than just Mandy, but her song Show Me, I think that was the first time I really just heard your work, me being your sibling. You did some music.
She wasn't
for Show
listening
Me,
to
right?
you at first at all.
I didn't do Show Me.
No. What was the other one?
I did. Oh my gosh! Now the name is escaping me. Hold on. I know I did Do Not Disturb.
Do Not Disturb. That's the one I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
Cause that was the
Yeah.
Yeah.
The real sexy one.
the sexy one.
Boy,
But her
the
music
Saints didn't like that at all.
Saints didn't like
they
it.
didn't
Saints didn't like that at all.
But listen. So hearing what you produced or what you've given into the community, and hearing your development through the community, I didn't know you in that way. So
He didn't know he could be sexy, bro.
I
You
didn't know
know
my
he was-
brother could do
He didn't know he was
sexy.
sexy.
What do you think
Why?
Girl, where you think these little Christians came from?
Listen, you've been knowing your brother as this preacher, drummer, whatever. I mean, I know other sides of you, but when it comes to you producing music like that, I've never experienced you producing.
So he can
music.
only do a praise break. That's it. He can only do bump.
Listen, I walk up into his house, and any given moment, he is playing praise breaks
Hey,
or
listen.
or
kids was
he's
listening to a
creating
praise break.
stems and stuff like that. But I ain't never heard him just really create nothing sexy.
My son, I was walking out the door. Shout, daddy! Shout!
So I say that to say, how does it feel to know that your friendship went further than, the surface, as far as, like, some people have friendships and they think, oh, I can't work with them on this level because they're not going to respect my craft. or they're not going to hear me, or they're not going to, you know, appreciate what I'm doing. But you've established all these relationships in the DFW community, pushing out this music. Like, how does it feel to see your friendships grow from, hey, what's up? You want to go to the movies or whatever, to, hey, I got this for you, or, hey, Dwight, can you get this for me? And know that your no?
No, I'm laughing because Jay already know.
What?
She pulling on the preacher side of me right now. But it's cool. Go
ahead.
So like,
have at it.
and you can backdoor me on this because you understand this as a business person and a person that has multiple businesses. You gotta learn to be present for your moment. Like, you find trouble, especially in the industry, trying to control all of the narratives.
Yeah.
And I'll style it like this.
That was a preacher pause. Sorry, go ahead.
When we're filming, what I've learned about media, the way we set things up, we appeal by manipulating.
Right.
We place things in certain spots so that you subconsciously think about things. We make actors say things a certain way.
Say it without saying it.
Say it without saying it. Yeah. Inflect the vocal right here. You know, so that it pulls a certain way and it sits in your mind rent free. And so
it'll be that scene where it's like it's faint. It's a faint Pepsi sign in the background somewhere, and then it has nothing to do with the scene. But then after the movie is over, you want some Pepsi for some reason.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And it's almost the same way. It's based out of the same ideology where you could be talking about something and then your phone show it like in an ad. We do the same thing.
Right.
They got their technology based off of it's an algorithm and equation, the way we put it together. And most people, and what I've learned in that is, you can't control the response of people. Only thing you can control is how you convey.
Right. Exactly.
The more effective you are conveying is based off of how well you learn responses. You can never control the response, but you can learn and master how you respond to the response.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
No, facts.
And so most people, even when they building out their village, when they're setting up their networks, they're doing contracts, they're always trying to control the narrative.
Micromanage.
They're trying to micromanage. And the thing is, no. Control what you can convey.
Right.
So if I'm an artist, you make beats. You remember like 5-6 years ago, nobody's releasing beats. It was not the thing to do.
Yeah.
You'll never make money. Ask them same producers if they release a beat in 2023.
Yeah, that's such a thing now.
You see what I'm saying? But if I'm trying to micromanage, the way my mind works is, no, I make my money by selling the beat. Well, what we're conveying is you don't have to be married to anything. Streaming services are here. Ain't nobody doing cable, no dishes. It's convenience. So I have to convey convenience to get a response. So to your question, like the way I manage everything is just I learn to manage how I respond to responses. So when she needed to move her daughter, the response is, oh, I have less access to you physically. The relationship don't go nowhere. But our communication changes because I don't physically see you as much.
Right. Right.
But since I know that's a response, the next response is I got to be okay with
letting it go.
If certain things taper off, because a byproduct of seeing you so much is this amount of work we're able to do.
Right.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I can't try to hold on to that and act like nothing's changed when
Right.
everything's changed.
Everything's
Right.
changed. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
sure.
Like
That's
I have,
smart.
me and my cousins are so close. Like I have like crazy, like me and each one of my cousins have like a crazy relationship individually. But if I try to treat everybody the same, I'm gonna be grossly disappointed and ineffective in these
Right.
relationships. And like you would think me and Mark, like there's no, like you would just think on the surface level, me and Mark would have worked on like 5 or 6 songs. Because like it looks like we're doing the same thing.
Right.
But we're doing similar things in different avenues.
Right. Right.
So I can't be frustrated if the two never cross.
Right.
But what I can do is support you from where I am. And like to kind of turn a corner, that's why you have kind of like some of the artists and people that come up, like I hear this discussion like about support.
Yeah. I know where you're going.
That's a false
yeah.
narrative, bro.
I know where you're going. Yeah. Yeah.
Support is only as good as the audience that you are assigned to.
And other musicians are not your audience, bro.
Yep.
Dude.
Listen,
at all.
now
You
here's
know
the
what I'm
thing. Here's the hard truth. Here's the hard truth. A lot of niggas are unwilling to accept niggas and niggas
Yeah.
The males and the females.
that the real thing may be that your audience may only be 15, 20 people. When your heart's desire is, I can sell out a room. No, you can't.
Okay. Yeah.
Your talent is super dope, but that's not your audience. But here's the flip side of that. If I take care of my audience always takes care of me.
Facts.
When I was singing in a group, Final Destination, with Anthony Houston, it was my first time.
I thought you were talking about Men of Standard. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No,
Boy, you
men of
messy. You messy
integrity.
as heck, bro.
Men-
Men of integrity.
Men of Integrity? Oh, okay.
Man.
And just to let you know, Mark already said that he was the best one.
Mark Ayers, we need I Will Get There contest right now.
Right
First of all, I'm not gonna like if Mark gonna say he was better than me, I ain't gonna even fight him on that.
I
ain't
just made
ain't
that
nobody holding no candle to Jeremy.
I just made that
Jeremy
up.
Wilson, like Jeremy Wilson will forever be a beast. Like
Yes.
that why he continuously sings.
No,
background.
why he sidebar? Why he called him Jeremy Brown? Because his mom, you remember his mama got married,
Stop.
and
Why
he
we
was
did-
calling him Jeremy.
why
He
we
called
did
him
like
Jeremy
this?
Brown on here. I said Wilson.
Wilson. That's so white. Mark, you petty for that, bro. King petty.
Go ahead.
But
Petty
no.
Pendergrass.
What was I saying, bro? Like.
See what you did?
I know.
No, okay, so like, your audience will always take care of you, right? You say you got like, say you did, you put on a concert, and only 40 people showed up.
Right.
Majority of Dallas will say, y'all niggas not supporting me. We don't
Right.
support each other. Here's the crazy thing that you may be overlooking. In them 40 people, say one person got access
Yes.
a distribution deal.
Right.
And they super enjoy what the heck you do with funk.
Right.
They come every week and they don't never tell you what they got access to. They just enjoy you because you don't compromise and you don't shortchange them.
Right.
And just for that moment, that door ain't open yet. Because a lot of times we get tested to see like, are you even ready to handle
Can you
it?
handle this small thing?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Because what
Exactly.
happens if you disappointed at 40,
Right.
because we think like when we get access that everything is like supposed to grow with it. But it just
Right.
it just translates. That
Right.
40 goes to 40 in another room.
Right.
Like that 40 don't morph into 400.
Yeah.
Because like my homegirl, she just directed like Lizzo's that little competition show.
Okay.
Shout out Nika, my big sis. When she did the competition show, she didn't change how she directs. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
It just translated to a bigger room.
Yeah.
And that same audience came with her. Lizzo brings this mass following.
Right.
But Lizzo needed your mind. So the marriage in that room, now her people follow you.
Right.
Your people you brought with you are still with you. But for whatever reason, we have this weird fascination that thinks the bigger the platform, that more people come here. What happens is each room produces a new partnership. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
And when the quicker you understand that, when you start setting up y'all Thursday night stuff, it wasn't the band members that made that pop. It was your connection to the people that control that room.
Right.
Because if I got to
Right.
sub out the keyboard player this next week, we still got the room.
We still got the room, right? You're right.
Yeah.
So when you out, it don't stop what we doing. The two factors were the creativity of my mind and the person that has this resource.
That's good.
You see what I'm saying?
good.
Yeah.
That's how it works. So when I see these posts like, niggas don't support, this is like, you ain't understood. First, you don't understand your audience. That's the quickest way I know that you don't understand your audience. That's just like a preacher that go into like a space and they preach one way and then they weren't receiving me. Did you know the room you was going into?
Yeah.
Right. Right.
You can't preach. Like, you can still preach the gospel unashamed, but don't expect, like, my grandmama from the 70s
Right.
to respond the same way as a feminist from 2023. Them
Yeah.
two totally different people with two different mindsets.
Right.
The gospel don't change. You see what I'm saying?
No, facts.
But the way you communicate it,
Yeah.
Right. Right.
That's good.
because the message brought you to a different space. You see what I'm saying? So like when I look at this stuff, I see, oh, this person still ain't learned how to tap into that. They don't understand their audience. And if you don't understand your audience, I guarantee you struggle with who you are in your craft. Like
Nah, facts.
going back to the Final Destination thing, I got introduced to Bernard Purdy, RP, the big homie. Like I learned, like I never like just sat and talked with him. I was always privileged to be in the room while he's talking to other people
Okay.
and giving people gems. And I'm like, and I remember he told my homeboy Debo, he was like, if they don't ever appreciate what you have, you be comfortable with what you have. He said, because don't let them stop you from doing what's organic to you.
Right.
And if y'all know Bernard, like, he's big on that. And so I learned that early, like, yo, like, what pique your interest is not going to stop me.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So, like, when I go back to the support thing, like, they not supporting me. Either you don't know your audience, you're not cool with your own craft, or there's an insecurity that you let lead you as a business person.
Right.
And that's detrimental right there.
No, facts. Because 9 times out of 10, you look where that comes from is you have cats looking at other people, and they're
Right.
trying to gauge what they got going on based off what somebody else is doing.
Or coveting.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Come on, Bible band words.
I so don't like you.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
don't like you.
That's what you got, you know. And then on top of that, you know, like you said, like with my core audience, I'm not like 9 times out of 10, what's prime real estate for musicians? Friday night, Saturday night. Let's just keep it there, right? Just on a basic level. For some, is more, but Friday night, Saturday night. It's like, bro,
Sunday morning.
Sunday morning, right? So that's prime real estate. If why would I expect you to come to my show on a Friday night or Saturday night when that's when you're working too?
Yep.
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
unrealistic.
You know what I'm saying? And then turn around and say, now, of course, granted, there is more than one way to support, but like, bro, let's be honest. The same people that I'm trying to get to come to my show, you know, you're trying to get to come to your show too.
Right.
So,
And y'all gigging down the street from each other.
so as opposed to me looking at what you got going on and stuff like that, I could just focus on, like you said, the people that's already there, the people that's been coming, the people that you've been touching. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's definitely a mature mindset to have in any industry. You know what I'm saying? Worry about what works for you. Worry about your audience, your core audience. You know what I'm saying? And then that'll take you way further than trying to worry about what the next person is doing or who's coming and watching the next. And then if you pay attention and really tap in, two sides of that same coin. One side is you don't know, like you said earlier, you don't know what it took for that person to get there. Mm-hmm. Two, in a lot of what these people got going on, it look good, but it really be empty calories.
It be empty calories, bro.
Like we could talk about that too, because you was talking about being able to like I said, being able to sell out a room, right?
Somebody lose weight.
Lou, my mind went the same. I saw Jared from Subway.
I'm glad you said that, Lou. I forgot you were there. But
don't get on Lou.
Nah, he deserved it tonight. Hey, man. He said, "Hey, there." I apologize, Lou.
I lost a good amount of my calories. I'm good.
You did.
Yeah, man.
You did.
Proud of myself.
Proud of you too, Lou.
Hey, bye-bye. Sorry, something just came.
This guy.
but two, empty calories, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like what you don't see is that room was already built. You feel what I'm saying,
bruh?
That room was already built. It's like a lot of cats will, as a matter of fact, a lot of cats will actually get humbled if they take that same. I'm gonna use it because it's a prominent venue. I'm not talking bad about the establishment, but you take going and performing at the Freeman, right? It's like, bro, that room is already built. Mm-hmm. Now, it's up to you to keep those people there,
right?
But don't sit here and act like you brought those asses to those seats,
right?
Now, can you go to an empty venue? And bring that take, you know what I'm saying, bring that same number. Mm-hmm. That's what let you know what I'm saying, what level you on, and you have cats get humbled. So like we're all saying, don't get to a point to where you're looking at what somebody else is doing and you don't have a realistic gauge on how that's happening.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Get to a point to where you just focus on what you're doing, do what work for you. You know what I'm saying? Master that, and then, you'll be good to go at the end of the day.
But you said, like, when you was talking about, like, the room is already built, like...
You better turn it into a word.
No. You sound like he about to...
I felt
as long as he don't start speaking in
I felt the laying of a foundation happen.
Chill out. But no, like, we gotta be careful where we take other people's reality and make that our new foundation.
Wow.
Like,
that's good.
Early 90s, it was a shortage of venues. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Going into 2000s, like the spot was Sankofa, like 2002 to 2000.
To Fiji.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we didn't have a lot of spots.
Yeah.
Right.
Then all of a sudden, Deep Ellum had this resurgence. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But then the pandemic happened. And then you had a lot of people stuck. Mm-hmm. And this crazy thing happened where people's like, wait, I can take what I was doing in these venues and do it online?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
You see what I'm saying? And what I look at it lazy, like when you don't take advantage when stuff opens up and shows you this is your new reality.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you only look to perform at the Freeman and then say, oh, they didn't come out tonight. Well, what else do you do?
Right.
Yeah.
Facts. Facts.
I get annoyed with musicians because I can't do that as an audio mixer.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Especially in TV.
No, yeah.
Let me sit there and say all I work on is reality. If my network ain't strong like that, we not working.
Mm-hmm.
At all.
You see what I'm saying?
I mean, even when it comes to musicianship, man, we have to learn how to play different genres.
Yep.
We can't only just play backyard party music before I let go. We got to know how to play. We got to know how to play country. We got to know how to play rock. We got to know how to play those old Pink People tunes. You know what I'm saying? All of that.
You know what I got annoyed with early? When I was doing AV work and I was down at the Omni in Dallas and Emerald City came through.
Okay.
I ain't never known.
I
ain't never known nothing about no cover bands, right?
Right.
And I'm sitting here, and I'm like, how many black bands we got like that? Like all black.
Yep.
Now, mind you, all my friends play like 3-4 services on Sunday.
Right.
We got like all my people that do BGVs for people.
Right.
Like we can't put one band together and do cover. You know how easy it is for us to do cover music, bro?
Nah, facts.
But then I'll see like maybe the drummer's black or the bass player or something. But I'm like, that's cool. Where are all of us that can come together and like, cause then let us do Bruno Mars and put our twist on it.
Man.
We'll kill Bruno and his band.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But then what we don't understand is there's a lane and people waiting for that. But when we never explore it, we'll stay. Emerald City got it locked up. I forgot the other cover band that run around too. It's like they're the only two that they let them. No, it's not.
But then even with that, that's a subsidiary of Emerald City.
And that is,
You know what I'm saying?
let me tell you something. It's a company that I work with now.
Oh, in his company.
And that company has, I think, 7 bands just under that company. And that staff has over 800 musicians on staff.
I believe it.
Yeah.
And well, I found that out just a couple of weeks ago. So with that being said, I mean, it's definitely work to get out, but it's all about getting those right connections and figuring out their system also.
And the crazy thing is, the connection is so close. Like we don't realize 1 or 2 people that be floating in between the Freeman, between our different sets.
Yeah.
That's the connection, and we don't even know
Right.
because we too busy chasing what somebody said. This is the dream.
Or you too busy chasing that popular person. You know what I'm saying? You trying to dap him up or get that Instagram photo with, you know what I'm saying, with that person,
Right.
as opposed to looking over this person that ain't so popular. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a man. I love conversations like this. You know, and I say this all the time. You know, we didn't start the podcast just to, you know, like sit here and be like grumpy old men, but there's another side to it that the younger musicians and the older musicians who ain't figured it out yet, there's another side to it, you know what I'm saying? And it's so many avenues, man, to get to where you not just want to be but need to be in whatever your niche is.
Right.
It's so many avenues, man, but it's these little hurdles that we have, man, and I think it's both Lou and I think it's extremely important to have these type conversations, not judgy, preachy conversations, but it's like, yo, this is really how it is. The things that go on outside of the stage,
Right.
or the things that go on off camera. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, these are things that you have to look out for. These are traps that are set that you have to make sure, you know, you see before. It's like, you know, pretty much, you know, it's a wise man to learn from his own mistakes. It's an even wiser man to learn from somebody else's mistake and not have to go through it himself. Right. So these conversations, these public conversations that we're having is so that you don't have to go through a lot of what either we've been through or what we've seen. You know what I'm saying? And I definitely think, man, it's dope that we can sit here and chop it up like this, man. It's a lot.
There's things I wish I could have known, boy.
Man, listen.
Stepped into some
Me
crazy
too.
situations.
Man, listen.
We're gonna keep on going.
We
That's
gonna
another
keep it
conversation
pushing,
for
man.
another day.
We gonna keep it pushing, man. But yo, man, the Dwight Jr., man, we appreciate you so much for coming.
Junior.
The White Jr. He is a junior. You know what I'm saying?
Nick Jr.
Your parents always go around and call you Junior. Hey, Junior.
No, we
Nah.
call him.
Dude.
DJ?
No, Granny called
My
him
granny
dude.
I'll be.
We call him dude.
DJ. Oh no. Okay.
Nah.
Dude, D-E-W.
Boy, I hate that nickname, DJ,
DJ.
bro. I hate it with a
DJ?
Yeah,
I
my
don't
brother.
think
My
I've
brother is a junior, so we called him LJ.
man.
I ain't never heard nobody call you DJ.
Like a couple people tried, and I shut it down.
You're like, nope,
immediately.
ain't
no,
it.
I hate
Ain't
it.
it.
I hate it.
That's hilarious.
Dude.
It's funny. I knew Dude before I knew Dwight Jr. That's funny.
You knew dude?
I knew him as Dude before I
Yeah.
put it together.
Oh, yeah.
Before I put it together. But now, man, we definitely appreciate you, man. We got a recurring segment on the show, man. We got a couple questions that we ask you, man, so the people can get to know you a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? So one of our recurring segments is top 5.
Bet.
Top 5, man. So I'm gonna give you a topic, and you're gonna give me your top 5. It doesn't have to be in any specific order. And people in the room, if we can also let the guest answer his own. Answer his
try.
own.
You better help me, bro.
He see, I'm his
joking.
lifeline.
I'm joking.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't take it away from me.
So, since we're here, we're gonna go ahead and stay in this vein, man. You've been on a lot of TV projects. You've been on a lot of movie projects and stuff like that, man. So, I want to know, what is your top 5 movie and or TV sets that you've been on?
Megan Thee Stallion.
Ooh.
Okay, I'm sorry. That was my one.
Jesus Christ!
I'm sorry. I couldn't help.
I can't.
You
I
could have
can't.
helped it if you wanted to, though.
I can't take full credit for the Megan thing. 'Cause I came in on the end of the documentary.
You was there.
I was there, but so, man, I wish I was there all the time. God,
Did you do the WAP video?
No, bro. No.
And the fact that,
Hold on.
listen, he spelled out W-A-P.
WAP. Boy, ain't you a church
That was-
mother right now?
That was done
You in there?
purposely.
What,
That was the
what,
that
was
was
you
that
on a worship and praise
Worship and
video?
praise video. Yeah, we gonna call it worship and
Bro,
praise.
like, I'm gonna answer your question.
Yeah.
I'm get my 5, but that Meg thing I was not prepared for that, bro. Like,
You talking about the project that you just did with?
yeah, that closed out her documentary. That
So for those y'all that don't know our good brother here, he was a part of the staff for it's a Megan Thee Stallion documentary coming out.
yeah, it
Yeah.
should drop either later this year or top of 2024.
Dope, man.
Like they brought me down to Houston to film her return concert at the Final Four in
Okay.
Houston, and no one told me she was that tall, bro. Like, just so y'all know,
You
I'm
was at her
5'1" and like 3/4 on a good day.
That's what Crocs on.
With some Crocs on, bro. Like some Prince Heels, but
Looking up at the tall glass.
bruh, like she got out the car, and I'm like standing there with like the boom mic and whatnot, and I'm like, bro, you like 5'9", 5'10", and some slides, G. Like, and so I'm like, all right, cool, like, and like I watch Meg, but I don't watch Meg like that,
Yeah.
bro. She came out with her like performance stuff on, so like she got on like stilettos,
Yeah.
so like.
So that 5'9" turned into a whole
Like 6'2", 6'3",
a whole
real
point
quick,
guard.
bro. So like now she like an NBA player walking through, and like I gotta walk behind her with the boom mic, and Meg like you go look at the YouTube. She got like this leather suit on with the cheeks cut out.
Yeah, right.
So like everybody's like messing with me because I gotta walk behind Meg with the
cheeks.
boom,
With the cheeks.
and she know I'm walking behind her. So now she walking all weird and stuff, messing with me. And I'm sitting there like, come on, G, bro. And like the whole staff, like my homegirl that's directing everything, she know I'm a preacher, so she
Yeah.
like laughing. I guess she like tipped off Meg too, so Meg was like,
I'ma mess with him. That's funny.
Rev better be just focusing on the mic while he walking behind me. I'm like, come on, G. Like,
Perfect.
so,
Perfect.
so my top 5 sets.
Oh man.
When I was in the bubble with the NBA G League,
Okay.
that was dope. Just because like the NBA people I was around,
You
yeah,
were
like
gone for a long time.
I was gone for like 4 months almost,
Wow.
and but that changed my life because I got introduced to like a lot of NBA people that kind of they opened some doors for me, and that was the first time I seen like real diversity on set, like for real, like people in power, and like the lady that's over everything is a black lady, so that shocked me. So that was number one. That's also where I first was able to direct the show.
Okay.
Because our director got kicked out the bubble for not following COVID protocol.
Oh, he had one of them. He had one of them cheerleaders in
Yeah,
the room.
nah, bro, was just like one of them overzealous people. It was like, hey, you can't get this close to the players. My bro just run up, put the camera in their face.
Oh, okay, got you.
You know, the CEO, the COVID officer, was like, hey, you gotta go, bro.
Yeah.
Like this time, this number 3 in 2 days. Come on, dog. So they're like overtime was like, yo, we need you to like take over the show. And so they like let me know like, dang, I got more than I bargained for. So you got that one, Primetime 2.0, which was the docu-series we did on YouTube with Overtime with Deion and his sons. Shout out Shador.
This is when he was at Jackson State, right?
This was before Jackson State. His son, we was still in high school, his junior and senior year.
Okay.
I don't really, the Coach Prime stuff was cool.
Okay.
But it's not up there.
Gotcha. Okay.
It was not because of them. It's just like the
situation.
The
was...
people like we filmed with. They were cool. It's just like it was a lot of. Boy, I had a white boy. A lot.
I mean,
it was too much.
Anything in Mississippi is gonna be at the bottom of my list.
Man.
As opposed to Jackson State, but
Jackson, Mississippi is a different America, bro.
This is a different America.
Bro, like some youngins rolled up on me at the gas station with their tools, and they was like 14.
That's crazy.
And I just so happened to have a Coach Prime shirt on. It was like, oh, he was coach. Chill.
Wow.
I was like, bro, y'all about to end it right here. Bro, y'all in middle school. Y'all in middle school. Wow, it's 11:30 at night.
Oh, with some unleaded. That's crazy.
Bro, I'm just trying to pump. And my hotel was like across the street. But I was like, when it's over, I can't jump back out to Jackson like this.
That's
so
crazy.
NBA G League bubble, working the Coach Prime stuff with Overtime. Primetime 2.0. What was another? I got 3 more.
You got 3 more.
You need my help?
Nah.
Oh.
The show on FS1 called Elite Youth, where we was working the Nike high school circuit where all the top high school athletes play.
Okay.
We did season 1 and 2 of that, and that was pretty dope. Like, that was another diverse crew, like some brothers out of Oregon. Now they got like this huge Nike contract. So shout out Rashad.
Pause real quick, right? So to the when it comes to stuff like the elite youth, like basketball stuff like that, right? You talking about? So you had a brief stint as a youth basketball coach, right?
Right.
Was there ever a moment, and you got 2 more, but just real quick, was there ever a moment where you sitting there hold the boom, and that kind of youth coach
came out?
Nah, bro, his stance wrong.
Oh my that second day of the show, I almost got fired.
Really?
Because I was like, shout out Zaire Williams. He played for Memphis Grizzlies. Like Mike Duda playing in Dallas out at Drive Nation. Bro, like, first half, like, his coach, I don't know what his coach was doing, bro. Like bro, 6'9". Bro, like, just got him setting screens. He like the biggest dude on the court. He had to rock like a guard.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro. I walk up to him like, we in the timeout. I'm on tippy toes. Right. I'm like, and I like, Zaire, come here. And he's like, what's going on, OG? I was like, bro, when they hand that on that pick and roll, when they get it to you, don't hand that mug back off. I said, take 2 dribbles, pull up at the elbow, like Kobe. He's like, I said, it's open, bro. Bro scored 10 straight points.
Like,
coach was like, all you heard from coach, Zaire, run the mother, play. Zaire dad come out the stands. How the F the sound man know better than the coach? And like on episode 2, like you see me in the background behind a shield. Like they catch me on camera, I'm trying to hide, cause that was like a thing, cause like all of the coaches was like, "What the sound guy at?" Like they starting to ask me on the side, like, "Hey, what you see, coach? What you see, coach?" Like
That's
So,
funny.
but now,
That's not what you were there for, sir.
not at all, not at all, not at all. But that's how I got like some credit with like a lot of the NBA dudes too.
Oh, dope.
Cause like my kids was supposed to be next up on a Nike circuit, and
Okay.
I had to choose between continue to coach with Nike and leaving that to go film.
I got
Cause I
you.
couldn't do both.
But your coaching thing, this is also before the Pan Series Salmon too.
You said what?
The pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like,
I didn't know what he
Me
said
neither.
just now.
I was like, what?
All right, we answering what? And so you got where I'm at, like, okay, you got
number-
them three.
So right now you got 4 and 5 next.
Come on, man. Come on, Dwight.
You need my help?
Nah, I'd just say the show I did with ABC News to close out the year for the midterm elections,
Okay.
cause like that was my first time
Again,
getting,
another America.
bro.
You saw another.
Bro, when them Proud Boys pulled up on me at
Man.
CPAC at the Trump rally,
Ooh.
Oh man.
but I wasn't like I was chilling because I was like, bro, y'all in Dallas. Like
Yeah.
now, if I was out in like Florida,
Jackson,
or something,
Mississippi.
like I've been like I gotta move around. I'm like, bro,
Right.
y'all don't even know. Like y'all life about to be in. I'm about to
Yeah.
make one call, G.
I'm home.
This is it. Like so, but no, that was different because it opened my understanding to politics, and I know you can respect this because you served. It made me respect what y'all sacrifice, but it also made me hyper aware of our governmental system. To be in them rooms on Capitol Hill and like, wait, this how y'all function?
Yeah.
Like y'all don't hate each other?
It-
y'all going on vacation together.
Yeah.
Like, whoa.
Yeah.
So what y'all got people fighting over? It's weird.
That's a conversation we
That's a
have to have
whole nother
off camera.
off camera. But like
But, yeah.
but just being a part of that and low key I just got like an invite to the White House through ABC News because I
Okay.
was part of the crew and
Yeah.
like, oh, you're on the short list for the media invite. And I was like,
Short list.
I thought it was spam. And I was like, yo. And I called my
I
homegirl.
didn't
I
know
was
how
like,
tall are you?
I was like, Laylee, is this real? She was like, oh yeah, you made the list. I was
Right.
like,
The short list.
hey, the short list.
Yeah,
I
that's
made
crazy.
it. Double entendre. Bars. But no, so I'm at 4. I need a good
One more.
one.
One
Little Women of Atlanta.
Oh, come on, man. That probably should be your number one.
Shout out twins. Shout out to the twins, man.
Little women.
I
of
love
Atlanta.
them.
Drea is that's my homie, bro. That's my homie. Like, bro,
That was fun.
do I got time to tell this story, G?
Go ahead, bro.
Bruh.
I mean, we are stressed for time.
Bruh,
He said G.
Oh.
we filming the bachelorette party.
Mm-hmm.
That's when, shout out, R.I.P. Mimi.
Yeah.
Mimi, the twins. What's the short one that be with Ricky Smiley?
Juicy.
Juicy.
Yeah.
All of them know, right? And that's my first day on set.
Mhm.
And Mimi like pulled up in her Benz. She had a white Benz. And I like, bro, how you whipping this? She's
Right.
like, oh, I got pedals. So I was like, bro, I died.
Yeah.
And so like I'm miking her up at her car. And here come Andrea walk by me and she like taps me on my hip. And I'm already small, G.
Right.
And it like, what is his hand? She's like, you miking me next? And she was like, he gonna be a good one. She's like, you gonna be at the bachelorette party tomorrow? I was like, yeah. Now, we get to, I think we're in Lower Greenville.
Uh-huh.
I ain't never been to this part of Dallas.
Yeah.
And it's a club we walk in, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm there before everybody, cause I'm trying to like
Yeah.
earn my keep.
Do your recon and all that.
Bruh. So I get there, the club ain't clubbing, bro.
Mm.
Like, I'm like, what kind of club is this?
I think I know what you're talking about.
And I'm like, I'm walking like, this dude came out with like a chainmail dress. And I was like, because
Do it
they,
start with an A?
I don't remember the name.
Okay,
I have to look at the
gotcha.
call sheet.
I got you.
Bro, like that day, like I was shell shocked. Cause think
Yeah.
about the culture I come from, G.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is the beginning.
Y'all just wore choir director suits.
Ooh, but shut up, fool.
Choir robes.
But this dude came, he had a chainmail dress on, nothing on underneath it. And I said, where I'm at.
Well, man.
So I started calling the director. I was like, hey,
Hey, I think I got the wrong address.
bro, high key. I said, I think I'm at the wrong club. I think y'all put the wrong address on the call sheet. He's like, no, actually, you're right there. We're like 3 minutes behind, so just kind of hang out.
Hilarious.
Like,
He's like, matter of fact, can you go in and see if there's a spot for us to set up? And I was like, I guess. So I hit the corner. bro, I walk in. So I'm like, okay, this is a one-off. Like, the guy, okay. And all I remember where the club is, there's a bridge. It's like right by a bridge that you go under. And I'm like, okay, so you got to go around the corner to walk into the club. And I go around the corner, and the police, this black dude looked at me, he just started grinning and laughing. He said, you working tonight?
Yeah. Right.
And I was like, what you mean? He's like, you here for work? And I was like, yeah. He's like, okay, just checking. I walk in.
About the dance.
Yeah.
Jay, I walk in, bro. Soon as you go in, it's like the booth where you kind of like pay to get in or whatever, and they give you a little band or whatever. It's like, I said, I'm with the film crew tonight. I said, oh, you media? Okay, all right. And they gave me a little stamp. And it's like, oh, this is a section where y'all can set up
I think I know where you was at.
Video Village and stuff. And so like there's a wall where they had like a little sheet or whatever where you can stand behind and everything. So I walk in, there's a stage and a floor, and they don't set up like these couches things.
You might have been at Sue Ellen's.
That may be it, bro.
Maybe.
And so like there's this couch over here, and they kind of roped off for like the girls for the show. Then there's like an open dance floor, and then there's like these seats around, and then the bathrooms on the other side. So I gotta pee.
Yeah.
I was like, I got like 2 minutes, bro. So I walk across the dance floor because it's like they just getting started, music playing. I was like, okay, house music, okay,
Right.
maybe this one be like a white people club or something. I bet, bro. Lights get dim as I'm walking. This man is giving another man a lap dance, and I said, cool.
Are you working tonight?
Honestly, that's what hit me. I was like, that's why bro asked me.
Right.
And so what was weird was the dude that was getting the lap dance had like a lawyer. He had suit on and everything, and it was like a young dude. It had to be like 19, 18, 19. I said, cool, all right. And I walked, then these two girls giving each other a lap dance. And then like it was like a lady giving another guy a lap dance. So I was like, okay, I don't really know what's about to happen, so I'm going to the bathroom. I walk in the bathroom, Jay. You walk in the door. Immediately there's stalls right here. Like when you first walk in, it's like 4 stalls, and then to your right are the sinks. And then there's this one stall that you can go, that has a sit-down urinal. There's no door.
Did you still sit down?
There's three. The 3 stalls are taken. It's just this one stall right next to the open door. So I was like, bro, I gotta pee, and we can I gotta hurry up before this is like my 2nd or 3rd day with them. And so like the director's like, you real good? We gonna have to like.
Did the door have a lock on it?
There's no door, Lou.
No door.
No door at all.
No door. So like you peeing and you just like, okay. So
And for those of y'all that don't know, production don't get breaks like that.
No.
Yeah, at all.
Production does not get breaks like that.
So
bro.
you, and like especially reality TV,
Yeah.
like you can be filming for 6 hours straight, bro.
Yeah.
So, and like shows like that, like Housewives and stuff like that, you're running.
Yeah.
Cause like if something take off, you got to be ready to go.
Right.
So I was like, all right, let me go ahead and, cool. So I'm getting ready to pee, and I look, and these 2 dudes in the stall. I'm at the end stall, and these other 3 dudes is like peeing. They all look at me like, hey, and I said, nah, bro, I'm just gonna have to hold this one. And I walk back out the door. And I was like,
hilarious.
so I walk out, and like I guess I had a look on my face. So twin, Andrea, she said, did you go in yet? And like her fiance there, he's like, Hey, bro. Hey, they didn't even tell you this. I was like, nah,
Man.
dude. No,
Hilarious.
That
bro.
sound like a gig to
Bro, that.
That is a
That
good
is.
But
tip.
that.
Man.
Dog.
Ah, that is funny.
So yeah, but being around them was still cool because they were like cooler than a fan. So
That's
them my
what's
top
up.
5.
That's what's up, man.
Wow.
All right, man. So that was good. That was good info. So, all right, man. So we got this next recurring segment called Playing in the Wrong Key, Playing in Off Key. This is our version of what grinds your gears. What's that one pet peeve that you have in the industry? That one thing that you don't like? What's playing in the wrong key to you?
I think
No,
that
you got plenty.
I got a
It's a lot.
lot, but I think the biggest one is when we start discussing rate,
Mm-hmm.
and then you act like y'all got a small budget.
Mm.
It's like, well, we only got this much for the budget. It's like, but y'all like, so like the way it work in our industry, like you get a labor fee and then you get a rental fee for your gear.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, like I get X amount for 10 hours, then the rate changed for 12.
Mm-hmm.
But then like my rental fee depend on how many mics y'all need.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I got a base kit fee, but
I've
then
had
like
to do that too.
Hmm?
I've had to do that too. It
So-
was this one gig where so we didn't know that it was going to be other bands on, and we get there. I set up my kit, and then somebody say something about a couple other bands playing. I said, "Oh, word." I bet, and we know where that went, and then they sent this tall model built white lady out to me. I was like, bro, y'all really don't know who y'all talking to. Like that's who. First of all, you can't finesse me in that way too. That's who y'all sent to try to finesse me. I bet. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, rental fee plus my fee for being here. Yeah, we've done that before.
yeah, but that's my pet peeve. Like once you get past that second mic, it's $50 a pop.
Yeah.
So in other words, it's not so much you saying, "Hey, I want you to pay me all this money." It's more so like, "Hey, don't act like everything you asking me for don't have a cost to it."
And they know it.
No, because people will do that. Just like in my situation, people they'll wait till you get there, or they'll wait till you know what I'm saying, and they'll
Oh, that's the worst.
they'll wait till you get there, and then try to and then
Sound like some churches.
and then what happens is now it
The
depends
fact
on
that both of y'all look
it depends on who you are, right?
Right.
Because they can do that with the right people because that person will feel pressured. You feel what I'm saying?
Yep.
That person will feel pressured to, you know what I'm saying, do whatever it is that you're asking. But then you're talking to people like us. Hey, bro, it ain't nothing to me. Y'all need me.
That's me.
You feel what I'm saying? It ain't no pressure on me. I'll go on stage, and break down my kit and then set it back up when it's time to play. Or it's like, you know, I got what I need for here. Y'all the ones that need this.
Yeah.
This is the fee. It's like how I approach it is like because and don't let nobody fool you, whether it's a venue, whether it's some private stuff. They had certain expenses
Yes.
that they had
Yeah.
that they
Yes.
put priority, right? If you're going to do business with me, whatever we agree to is cool, but I need you to treat me like that priority.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Whether the lights, the promotion fees, the whatever it is that you deemed as important, I need you to put me on that list.
That's the difference between a true contractor and a floater. A floater is that person that you can get around, on because they just want to, do. And then you have a contractor who is about their
I
business
don't
and stuff.
steal from the store. Just pay me what you owe me.
Listen.
You know what I'm saying?
And I done learned now, especially in my industry, the way that the name of the game is you put a hard cap on production so that you keep that revenue
Right.
to fund the next show.
I got you.
So I'm looking like, wait, it's the XFL?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, this the rate.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, well, can we shave that about $200? No.
Because
What?
I have this saying that sounds like a whole lot of not my problem.
Right. So
You
I'm
know what
like,
saying?
your EP, your executive producer, said come get me.
Mm-hmm.
So you can pretend like you can go get someone else, but your boss's boss
Mm-hmm.
sent for me.
Mm-hmm.
So that's your conversation that you gotta have, because when they sent for me, they already knew my number.
Right. Because they asked those questions already.
Y'all already got this mapped out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they also tell you find a way to cut costs
Mm-hmm.
if you can. And the first thing that they try to cut costs in is sound.
Now, let's play chess with the people real quick, right? That's one way. That's one way to play the game, and because everything that we do and everything that we saying, it's about balance and knowing how to play this game that we do, right? You know, the first rule of negotiation is have something to negotiate with, right?
Right.
So there are certain situations where you have to stand 10 toes down and be like, no, this is it, right? Now, there's also more than one way to skin a cat,
Yep.
right? So pay attention, right? Let's just say, you know, because you brought up something, you said, well, we're trying to save this amount of money for the next production. Can you cut this off, or can we bring that down? You have two, and both of them are good options depending on the situation, depending on what you can do. I would say one way to do that is to stand 10 toes down and say, no, this is my price. Or you can make them say, okay, I'll bring this down, but I'm your first call. I'm your first call for the money that y'all saving on the so contractually, you have to call me back.
Yes.
I would say that that's a good play for a situation like that too. It's you know, because in some situations you always have to think about the long game. You know what I'm saying? And you know, like I said, it's about, you know, having some sense of discernment about yourself when you're dealing with certain people, certain companies, stuff like that. You know, it's definitely okay to say no. It's definitely okay to walk away. Put yourself in that position first. You know what I'm saying? Because it's, you know, you can be Billy Badass and say no all the time, but then now you're hungry.
Right.
But once you get in a position to where you can say no, it's different ways. So what we're talking about is one way of doing it. Say, yo, this is my fee, this is my price. That's one way of doing it. But understand there's another way of doing it to where you can capitalize off. Okay, you know what? I'll go ahead and take a little bit off. But in order for me to do that this time, you're gonna have to do this for me next time.
You got to let them barter.
And barter. Yeah, exactly. You know, that's how you do that. So take that little bit of game with y'all. You'll get that on the way home. Now we got the last one. You kind of already gave us a gig tell, really.
I got another one.
But
Boy,
you got one worse. I bet.
Boy.
So we got a couple minutes, man. So
I bet.
Make it
So-
short.
I'm gonna try.
so
Man, I don't even know.
next recurring segment we got on the
Right.
show is called Gig Tales. Good, bad, or ugly. We want to hear about that one gig.
Ugly.
We want to hear about that one gig experience that you had, man. Good, bad, or ugly. This is Gig Tales. What you got to do?
Bruh, I was filming this, what are some shows called with, like when you have like a medium, like Long Island Medium,
Okay.
like paranormal, or a paranormal show.
Oh, okay. Got
That
you.
show, oh man,
I was about
at
to say,
the time,
nah,
it was,
brother, I wear extra large. But
shut
got you.
up, fool. The show at the time was called Texas Size Medium.
Okay.
I think they changed it to like Lone Star or something.
Okay.
But the guy, he was like a medium where he can kind of sense spirits and stuff. Now, being who I am, I was like, all right. Like, and it was one of them
Right.
gigs where I was still kind of like, I went through a point where it's like, I did a lot of subbing for people. Like, all right, I'm a day play for you, cool.
Okay.
I went out there. It's a 3-day gig. We're out in Mineral Wells. If y'all ever been out to Mineral Wells, y'all know how weird it is out
Okay.
there. They didn't tell me it was a paranormal show. They said it was a
gotcha.
reality show. I
Gotcha.
get on set. We're at an old sanatorium.
Okay.
Ooh.
What's this?
It's like where they deal with like crazy people back in the yeah, man.
Yeah.
It was like it was, and they had changed
He was at Arkham Asylum.
pretty much.
Yeah.
And
Right.
they had like I knew something was up because they had converted part of the sanatorium into a bar, into a speakeasy.
Wait, what?
Bro, I'm not lying to y'all, dog. It is open today.
Get these
Open
goats.
today.
Okay.
And so I pull up, and the guy, the host, the medium, bro's like 6'4", 260, 255, 260. Again, I'm 5'1", y'all,
So pretty much Megan with his on.
bro. And shoulder pad, like internal shoulder
That's
pads.
funny.
So he gets out, and I'm like, bro, weird, man. Guy's like, how you doing? I'm Dwight. Do you sense that?
Oh, so he wasn't playing the role. He was like that in
wasn't
real
playing.
life. Wow.
So they got 3 directors on this show,
Mm-hmm.
which is already weird. I was like, bro, we got like 30 people on set. I was like, what did I just pull up to?
Right.
So I called my homeboy, like, bro, what do you got me subbing on? He said, oh, have you ever worked a paranormal show? And I'm like, I don't even know. I was like, at that time, Paranormal Activity. was
Right.
the-
Right. So all of.
So I was like, wait, like ghosts and stuff, bro? He said, yeah.
Oh man.
Did you meet? I forgot the guy's name. He's like, did you meet him? Yeah, he's the medium. I was like, read tarot cards and stuff. He really sensitive, so just be careful.
Oh man.
And
Bro,
so
you couldn't give me this info.
I bet you start.
but they know me.
Right.
They know I wouldn't have took the gig.
Yeah.
And so,
man.
so I get off the phone. The guy walk up to me and said, sorry, I didn't talk to you earlier. I have one question to you. Do you believe in Jesus? And I was like, yeah, I believe in Jesus. Like, okay, because you, all right, just hold on to that belief today because you might see some things. And I was like, I bet, bro.
All right.
So the night go, and then we working like, first of all, the call time was like 9:30. And I was like, what we filming over
9:30
at
a.m.?
night?
Oh, at night. Okay, gotcha.
So I'm like, bro, what is happening?
Yeah.
So we filming. They said there's a scene where he's gonna walk through the attic where like these kids were killed or something like that. I was like, whoa.
Oh man.
And then it's like, then we're gonna go down to the basement where they were having kids in chains and stuff because there's a spirit that is lingering there that is hunting everybody. I'm like, all right, bro. So in my mind, like, okay. So I asked like one of the crew people, like, bro, how real is this? And it's like, some of it's staged, some of it.
Yeah.
He's like, but the dude is really eccentric, so just kind of stay on your toes. Bro, no lie. I'm sorry, the call time was not 9:30, it was 7:30 because the light was still out.
I got you.
We had a production meeting in the back of the sanatorium. My nigga came out the back. Oh, it's thick in there. This nigga starts vomiting.
Really?
And you stayed?
Bro. I look around. I said, hey, it was good knowing y'all. I started taking out the gear. And so, like, it was the other sound guy. He's like, come here. Do not quit. Please don't quit. Like, this production company will keep you working, yada, yada. And I was like, bro, do you see this?
Yeah.
I was like, listen, where I'm from, we don't play with demons.
Yeah,
G.
Right.
Like, demons are real. He's like, he's not all the way there. And I was like,
Yeah, obviously.
nah.
That's different. Nah,
He might have a demon, bro.
He may be.
he's looking for himself.
Bro, and in my mind, I'm like, bro, I'm a whole minister out here.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a whole minister. I heard you. I'm a whole minister out here. Like, I'm not finna have no all-nightarian service with this big old dude, bro.
Right.
So, like I ain't come here to cast out no demon. I came here to get my check and go, bro.
right.
All night terrorists.
Bruh.
Bruh.
We keep filming. Like, some of the stuff, like, okay, this is staged. But then the night took a turn. It's like 11 at night, right? There's a side of the sanatorium where you kind of go almost underground, and they wouldn't let me go over there. And then I found out it's where they used to keep the slaves.
What?
And I said, hold up,
Oh,
bruh.
wow.
They trying to stage a scene where there's nooses and stuff hanging in there.
Oh wow.
So I walk up to the director. I said, hey, bruh, like, I don't know what y'all about to film.
That's a lot.
Oh yeah, I'm out.
And like, dude, like Hispanic. So I'm just like, bro, how are you okay with this right now, G?
Yeah.
He's like, you know what, Dwight? And so he like gets on the walk. He's like, cut it. We're not filming that scene. This is a lawsuit waiting to happen.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is getting ready to happen? So now I'm intrigued. Cause I'm
Right.
like, if y'all about to film this, my dude just vomited like 2 minutes. I was like,
Yeah.
I gotta see this through at least tonight.
He said, "See
Now-
this
now you-
through."
Cause like I asked the other audio guy, I said, bro, what else we gotta film tonight? He said, the priest is gonna be here in like 30 minutes.
I hate that everybody know everything but you.
The sound guy never knows. That's why most sound guys on set are divas. Because they'll tell the camera guys, the DP and everybody, they'll tell them everything. And then be like, and the joke is waiting on sound. But the
Okay.
reason you're waiting on us, because we are the last to know anything.
Wow.
Sounds like what, drummers or something?
Almost. It's pretty much that. The keyboard player walk in, set up,
Right.
Everybody get a keyboard player respect because you got to follow it. If the keyboard player okay, we all got to be okay, right?
Right.
Drummer come in, you really got to set up all that stuff? Or I can just play snare and kick.
Right.
And you be okay.
Right.
And so I'm sitting there like, wait, the priest? My nigga's 11:30.
Wow.
What the priest coming for? There's a scene where the priest is going to anoint him and pray for him. Say less. I want to see this. my nigga, I mic up the priest. He pulls up in a Prius. The priest like 2 inches taller than me, right?
Okay.
So we in the back of the sanatorium again, where just 10 feet away the nigga done vomited. There's a gate around this hill, cause we're on this hill, and down the hill is a train track.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm looking around, and I told you when I walk in, I start observing. I'm like, my nigga,
Yeah.
this ain't adding up.
Right.
So my nigga
The math
come
ain't
in,
mathing.
Right.
he come in, and like, I wish I get into the rest of the story, but like, I done ran into a witch.
Oh man.
This lady, she got a covering out there. He done met with her. We done filmed a scene with them. I'm like, this is crazy. So I'm like, at this point, I'm like, I gotta see what's finna happen, cause I got a feeling this ain't
Right.
finna go like y'all think it is. So the priest come. The guy's like, he started being ultra weird. The priest like starts anointing him, and I swear, I promise, this nigga's neck start expanding, and this nigga, like, I guess he put the water or something on him, and he's like, picks up the priest, throws him against the car, a dent in the car.
Oh.
This nigga starts throwing up like some
Again.
exorcist type stuff.
But this is the person that's supposed to be finding
This
them.
is the medium. This is the medium.
No, you a large brother.
And so in my mind, I was like, do you know Jesus? So my nigga like freaking out. And I knew it was real because all of the directors, like up until this point, everybody's been kind of cool.
Yeah.
Everybody starts scrambling.
Oh wow.
Get him, get the needle. The needle?
What?
Nigga, I put my bag down. I'm sitting here like, what is happening? Then, I kid you not, out of nowhere, the train shows up at the bottom of the hill. I look at this nigga. He look at me. Nobody want to touch him. And in my mind, for a split second, I was like, this nigga got my mic on.
You know how much I paid for that mic?
Oh man.
I'm like, this nigga finna jump this gate. Because he's uncontrollable. And I'm growing up in church. So I done seen that, like, niggas getting, like, demons cast out. So I'm just like, this, for me, I'm like, oh, I know this.
Yeah.
Y'all might not know what's about to happen.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the train at the bottom of the hill. I'm like,
Yep.
this nigga pushes the security. Now, we had security the whole time.
Yeah.
It's the first time they showed up. Like, that's how I knew it was serious.
Right.
He rams through two big niggas, it's like 6'2". Boom! Jumps the gate, runs down the hill. Now, mind you, he still might. They can't see him because it's, at this point, it's like 1 in the morning.
Yeah.
And all you hear is him yelling. He got my mic on, so I'm the only one that can hear him.
Yeah.
One of the directors walked over. Can you still hear him? Can you hear him? I said, he down by the train tracks.
Yeah.
And he was like, all you heard him say, get out of me! Get out of me! And all I hear is the train approaching, and all you hear is this loud thud.
No.
I took my headset off. I said, hey, when we get paid?
Oh.
Because in my mind, the show over.
Yeah.
Ain't no more.
And they need to reimburse you for their mic.
And so, do you hear me? So I said, who takes care of L&D, bro? And which is I forgot what L&D stands for, but it's like all your damaged items.
Yeah.
They send police down there. The real police from Mineral Wells show up. They go down there with the lights and everything. This nigga, here's the edge of the couch. He's right there by the train tracks. The train barely missed this nigga.
Wow.
They dragged this nigga up the hill. Took four people to drag this nigga back up the hill. They took him to the crazy house. He was there for a whole week, bro.
You ain't never told me that story.
I've been saving it, bro.
Wow.
Saving it for this moment.
So these niggas had the audacity to call me like a month later, like, hey, he's out of this, what you call it? So we're gonna pick up filming. I said, lose my number.
Wow.
Lose my number, bro. I'm not coming
that
back.
is crazy.
That's crazy.
Real story.
We didn't
G.
think you could top the other story, but
That real
I think,
story.
I,
G.
yeah, I don't think we had a gig test like that one.
Not ever. Man, you
get out of me.
Okay.
Now I got a bunch of crazy stories, but not
Yeah.
nothing to that, not to that level. Woo.
Okay. All right. So that was gig tales, man. Okay, I have to ask this one last question, and we're going to end on this note, right? Now, of course, you being a man of faith, man, but of course you're not traditional. You know,
Right.
you're not traditional, but even with you being a man of faith, you still have standards, you still have integrity, you still have. So with everything that you've done, and this is gonna be my last question for tonight. With everything that you've done, has there been a moment, which I'm high-key surprised that wasn't the moment, but has there ever been a moment where it was just like, okay, this just don't sit right in my spirit, I just legit don't.
That one.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I'm surprised that wasn't it. But his mic was involved. He one of those.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I need my mic, man.
I got a gig in 2 days, bro. I ain't got no replacement gear.
But yeah, so has there ever been a moment where you know what, and whether it was your religion or whether it was just your, you know what, this just I've had that moment, right? Like one of those moments for me is when I got this gig. And I got there first, and but there's a Confederate flag hanging on the wall. Well, my good brother Tin Man Travis, it was a gig with him. We had never played there before, or whatever. I get there first. Tin Man pull up, and I'm like, you know what? Nah, I'm good. It's a biker bar.
What area was it?
It was kind of like the Pleasant Grove-ish.
Oh,
So
okay.
it was a biker bar. And like whatever movie that you've seen with the biker bar and all the bikes and everybody look butch, that's exactly what it looked like.
Sons
Right?
of Anarchy.
Type stuff, right? So he walk in and he said, hold on real quick. He go up to the bar. He make him take it down.
Wow.
He come back to me. We gonna do this gig. We'll never play here again. We've never played there again. But he made them take it. So a gig like, and I've seen gigs where it's like it's Confederate. So something like that will make me say, you know what? Nah. I like the pay is good, all that, but I'll leave. You know what I'm saying? I can't imagine somebody taking a picture with me and it's a big ass Confederate flag. You know what I'm saying? Just something like that don't sit right with me. So whatever it is, like, have you ever been in that situation where, you just felt so convicted, you was like, you know what, I can't do this project, or I can't do this. And if so, how did you handle that?
So, like, I've been in positions where, like, my faith was like, nah, I don't do that. I'm not putting a mic in that space or whatever. And people been cool, but like it's not anything like religious. I'm really big on privacy because a lot of directors think that because we put mics on people, we got unlimited access to them. And the biggest thing for me was I was working Dion, Coach Prime's son show. He gets a call from Jackson State about the first official. No, he had went on an interview and no one knew. And so he get a call from the AD. He's mic'd up, so he goes to the truck. And like I worked with Prime like a little bit before the show, like on some commercials and stuff. And the director is like, make sure I can hear his mic. Prime looks out the window at me, and I like gave him the head nod, like, you good, bro? So I turned the audio down, like all the way off. And I was like, I think he doing something to the mic though.
I got you.
And so like I gave him the motion like to pull on the mic. So I'm not lying.
Right.
And y'all know like people be getting on talking about Dion and about like him being acting holy. Like bro really like that. Like bro be on the sideline speaking in tongues. Like it's a thing. Like he's really like that, bro. He yanks on the mic. I gave the thumbs up. So to them it looked like I'm saying to him, like you're still Mike, you're good.
Yeah.
But to him, he knows.
Yeah.
I'm turning you down.
I got you.
And from that day, like I earned Dion's like ultimate respect. And he called me boss man because I'm hearing the contract negotiation on the solo.
Got you.
No one else is hearing. Even the scratch feed that's going to the cameras from my bag, no one knows what's going on. So for 2 months, I sat there on set knowing Dion's going to Jackson. Nobody has a clue.
That's crazy.
His son Shador was like, my dad said you knew before I knew.
Yeah. Technically.
I said, I can tell you the day he took the job.
Yeah.
I said, can you call your granny from the truck? He looked at me, bro, you a real one for real. But that respect went a long way. So now when I've worked the NFL draft, Mike Irvin come up to me, oh, that's Dion's guy. That's Dion's audio guy. Because when he's carried me with him, like, I'm going to Jackson, go get boss man. Like, he's out in Colorado. If I want to bounce to Colorado, I could.
Yeah.
But I learned then, like, it's integrity takes you a long way.
Way long, yeah, for sure.
And so, and people like remember that, especially like our celebrities, like because everybody, they're so used to everybody taking. It's very rare that somebody does something for them and want nothing in return.
Right.
And even like working this XFL show I'm on, like Terrell Buckley walked up on me, oh, what's going on? Y'all don't know. How y'all get Prime's audio guy out here? And like my peers looking at me like, what?
Right. Because they talk.
They talk. And being a black guy running audio at a high level, you're a unicorn. Being young, you're a double unicorn.
Yeah.
So now when I walk in, like it was crazy because like when The Rock, I had to mic him, people already knew who I was. He's like, where's Dwight? What? Like I know you only know me because you're team prep for me. But the fact that my name has gotten to you that quickly is crazy. That's and then walking into these other spaces, these coaches, these ex-NFL players, they know who I am. Yeah. Like, cool. But that right there, and so like now, like it don't matter what the director asks me, if it's something I'm not comfortable with, because there's other audio guys like, I don't care. That's they call. I don't have time for that, bro. Because like, y'all get the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
I don't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so, like, I got to do everything above board. So
that's good.
That's what's up, man. Oh, is this that? I think got to be a part 2, man. I have so many.
Definitely got to be part 2.
We good with just one.
We got a handful of people that
I'm scared of another gig tell. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Oh man, I gotta
We
tell
not
y'all
gonna
about
have
that.
him back.
I gotta tell y'all about that one time Casper grabbed my ass.
Y'all better be glad I didn't get into this Herschel Walker stuff, bro.
Please, no. Now
man.
that's a part two.
I know, that's what I'm
Man.
saying. Like,
That's a part two.
Oh, cause you was at the sea. Oh.
all of that audio that was coming up, like China's bad air. That's my audio.
Vampires and
That I was there. That's my
Oh,
that's
oh,
my
yeah, you got
audio.
it. Well, yeah,
Oh wow.
I got the original audio at the house.
man, bruh.
Wow.
High key, like
Man, listen.
Only DFW Shad said
DFW.
you gonna get this tea over
we
here.
bring the premier guest. You feel what I'm saying?
About it.
Man, listen, this was such a dope conversation that we had, man. We didn't, of course, we didn't tell you this before we got here or when we asked you to be here, man. But we don't just invite people just to come get in your business, man. We invite people because we want to give you your flowers.
Not the real
Yeah,
ones.
we don't have real flowers to give you, but
Not even a fake one.
but we just want to let you know we look up to you, man. We admire you. We appreciate everything that you've done. Oh, that was such a serious moment.
Oh my
that
God.
was ruined by. We'll talk. We'll go back and look at the video of what your sister did when I said look up to you. But
I saw her out the corner of my eye.
but no, seriously, man, we appreciate you, man. You've done a lot, man. Had the pleasure of growing up with you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Watching you grow up, watching you just become this man force to be reckoned with in your own lane. It's so dope to see what most people might consider the underdog.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because even now I feel like I'm in that same space. But you see that person who looks like the underdog, but then when you know what's really going on, you be like, oh, he that guy. He really that guy. And in our eyes, all jokes aside, you're definitely that guy, man. In your field, man. We
Appreciate that.
I respect you as a man. I respect you as a husband. I respect you as a father, man. To see you balance all of that, keep your integrity, still be cool and stuff like that, man. Have your tough moments, but then still be able to do what it is you do. I just want to let you know I see you. I salute you, man, and we definitely appreciate you for taking the time out, man, and being with us on today.
On today.
And we appreciate you too, man.
So yeah, man. Lou Paul, what you got?
Yeah, man. Definitely appreciate you coming here, man. Just sharing your stories on the podcast, brother. We definitely gonna have you back, man.
For sure.
For sure. Just let me know I'm here.
Yeah.
Already.
Any last words before we dismiss?
Before we
Before we have benediction.
I hate we turn so churchy.
We have.
No, I will
I
say.
think we've done good.
We have
You
done-
have-
I think we've done good.
Yes.
Because I was ready for it. For him.
I will say I'm very proud of my brother. Even just sitting here, a lot of stuff that he said tonight, I'm sitting here like, we talk almost every day, and you ain't talking. Like, that was my first time hearing both of those stories that he told.
That's crazy.
And but I am so quick to talk up my brother just because he's just that guy to me. As short in stature he is such a big giant in the entertainment
I'm
field.
so sick of hearing that about him and your father. Y'all, they've been
I'm
saying
tired of
that.
hearing it.
He
Like,
said,
to
"You
be-
tired? I'm tired."
I can't see over nothing though.
I'm gonna ask this question. I promise it's not to be
You
funny.
said this was the last question.
I'm just cause of what he just said. Like, I promise you, I'm not being funny. When you doing like the boom situation for people who's taller than you, do you have to wear like special shoes or do you have to stand on top? No, I promise I'm not
There's
being
this
funny.
picture
No.
of Dwight.
No, that's a like
No,
a,
I'm telling
a
you, there's this
technical
picture.
question.
Did you post it on social media? There's this picture Dwight sent in the family group chat of him. I don't know who he was having a boom over. I think it was one of the kids.
Is it like adjustable or like how does that work?
He was on his tippy toes.
I don't even remember. Like, I do be on my toes
That's a
sometimes.
real
the
question, though.
picture.
No, I got different booms for different situations.
Okay.
So like if I'm like with athletes,
Uh-huh.
I got like a 20-foot boom.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So when I'm like lifting up, that boom makes up the difference because it can go the higher I can angle it. Like when I was in the bubble with the NBA people, you don't realize how small you is until you with
Right. When like 6'8" is the average.
No, man. When you gotta boom somebody that's 7 foot and you 2 feet shorter than them,
Yeah.
like then you start figuring out other ways. You start asking questions to the camera guy. How wide are you, bro?
Yeah.
What's your floor?
Yeah.
Because I'm going underneath, G.
Right. That's funny.
So you start fussing with camera people, bro. You do not need this wide shot. Like tighten up a little bit. You gotta help me a little bit, bro, because they don't have no live on. But like when they got a live on, I'm like, it's all fair.
Yeah.
But if they ain't got no live, like y'all gotta work with me.
I
So
feel that. That's what's up, man.
Proud of you.
We
So
definitely proud of you, man.
Thank
And we
you.
want you to come back for sure.
Yeah.
my G be on it with these cues, G.
Yes, man. Oh, for sure.
And I appreciate y'all having me for real, for real.
All right, man.
Yep. Well, on that note, we'll catch y'all guys.
We'll catch you on the next one. Hey,
Same bat time, same bat channel.
and remember, it ain't gonna suck itself. I appreciate y'all.
All right.
Talk to y'all later.
His face.
Touche. It's not gonna suck itself. Oh.